Welcome to Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc, the wildest mixed tag team in podcasting where the kayfabe drops and the chaos takes over. Let's ring the damn bell.
Headlock tight, heels on the prowl, dropping elbows, hearing growl, feel the foul. No script here, just real, no bluff. Kayfabe crack, now the dirt gets rough. Headlocks, heels, havoc in the zone. Stepping in the ring, chaos at your home. No filters, no mask, just raw bare tone. Wrestling unscripted, we on the throne. Title bells, mic checks, crowd going crazy. Drop truth bombs, leaving lines feeling hazy. Beyond the kayfabe, past the charade, where legends are born and stories get made. Headlock popping, who's hitting the mat? Welcome to the havoc where the real talk's at. Tune in, step through, leave the fake at the door. Headlocks, heels, havoc, now hear the roar.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I am 1/3 of what I consider one of the greatest mixed tag teams in podcasting history, the legend J-Mac. As with me, as always, is everybody's favorite uncle, Uncle Slam.
What's up?
And the first lady of podcast wrestling, the Vipress.
Hi, everyone.
Well, today, everybody, we got us a special guest. This gentleman we met about a month or so ago at an independent wrestling event, Elite Wrestling Alliance. We talk about it all the time. We love them to death. We preview their shows and stuff on the show because, they help us. We help them. They're great people, great shows, great performers. But the great Brox Boulder.
Great.
How you doing?
I don't know about great, but I am Brox Boulder. I like great part.
Hey, he's been a great asset to us, so we'll call him the great Brox Boulder.
There you go. Exactly.
I appreciate that.
Well, if you want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself, go ahead.
Oh man, I know we got a lot to talk about, so I can talk about me all day long. No, I'm from Ironton, Ohio. I train out of FTC's Art of Grappling, which is a school that I started 5 years ago. I didn't start the school. I just showed up to the front doors the first day that it was open 5 years ago. And Jillian Hall was our trainer then. And then Bobby Blaze jumped in a few months later. And then I had both of them for about 11 months. And then Jillian went back to Florida to live for a while. And I've been with Bobby ever since. And I've kind of migrated into a student, into I'm the assistant trainer of the Bobby now. I run the school and the general manager of the school now. And it's been a really quick 5 years here in Ironton and all over the place. It started wrestling at 39. I'm 44 now, and it's just everything's advanced really quick. I didn't think it'd go this fast, but it's been a hell of a ride, and I've had a really good time with it.
Oh, I totally understand that. Just like I said, starting this podcast just a few months ago, this is, and this ain't even getting in the ring, and this is advanced so quick. That's one thing I do like about the wrestling business is that if you get in there, you're serious about it, you show people you're serious about it, you can advance quickly. You know what I'm saying? With whatever section you're doing, if you take the time to actually learn it, So, I mean, I just love the wrestling business in general.
It's definitely it's like nothing else that you'll ever do in your life. I stepped in the ring for the first time. I was still active in sports. I played what I call old man softball and basketball leagues and flag football leagues, and I thought I was in decent shape. And I got in the ring and I realized that ring shape and regular shape are two different things. And I wasn't in ring shape at all when I first started. And but wrestling is it's a beast in itself, and it'll give everything that you want if you treat it right, and it'll take everything away from you if you don't. So that's the best way to explain wrestling for me.
And honestly, we've seen that on the big stage a lot of times. People who thought they had the world and didn't realize, well, you're just at the first rung of the ladder.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And you nailed it on the head when you done your introduction. You said you really helped. EWA. Sorry, I listen all the acronyms. I work at so many different places. And
I bet I can imagine.
Get them right, and all the promoters are like, "Come on, bro." And I'm like, "I know, I get it." But listen, that's what the business is all about: is helping each other out and getting people to the next rung. And if you're there for yourself, then you're going to be there. You can be there for a while for yourself, but at the end of the day, if you're there right just for yourself, you're you're not going to last very long. So it's all about getting other people over and making sure that you leave the business better than you found it and people better than you found them whenever you get in.
That's
Absolutely.
it. You're only as good as your dance partner, and you got to make each other look good.
That's right.
Mhm.
Well, guys, today we're going to do a little different take on this. We wanted to discuss the greatest tag teams and stuff and everything, but there's so many objective opinions and everything on tag teams and who's best, who's not. So we just decided to do a fantasy NCAA style tag team tournament. And we let one of the chat, I don't know which one it was, GPT or one
Co-pilot.
of them. Co-pilot,
Co-pilot,
that's what it
yeah,
was. We put a bunch of tag teams in and let it just sort it out and tell us who the teams were and who the matchups were. And I sent you a copy of the tag teams and Brox, and everybody else got some too, Viperus and Uncle Slam. So I guess, I mean, we got some interesting matchups here and stuff and
We kinda
everything.
do.
Hold on. Like before we start, we kind of have to kind of define like what makes a good tag team. You
Yes.
got your in-ring ability, you got to have charisma, and you got to be able to connect with the audience. You have to have longevity, and you have to have like a impact on wrestling, or you also have to have championships. I mean,
Mhm.
that's what you do it for. You also have
Yeah.
have to have like influence like in the sport. So like this is where we're kind of judging all these tag teams on.
Yeah.
This was so okay. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, Carrie, if you want to run down, well, I don't know if we need to run down through the whole first, round and everything. That
We
would
can
take
just
up
do
a
it.
long time.
We can
Yeah,
just
we can
do
just do
it
it matchup by
match by match if you'd like.
Yeah.
That works for me.
We do have 32 teams, so it's 16 and 16 on both sides, and we will end up with one at the end, hopefully. So the first, yeah. The first match is going to be, and yeah, this one's a good one. The Dudleys versus Doom.
Oh shit.
And that's the doom. And that's the doom of
Straight off
Ron
the bat.
Simmons and Butch Reed.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's as much as I like Doom, I gotta give it to Dudley Boys. They got more championships.
Yeah,
They've had more
unfortunately.
longevity. They've had a bigger impact. I mean, I love Doom back in the day, especially when them and the Road Warriors used to fight all the time and shit. But yeah, Dudley Boys all day on that one.
I'm
I
gonna
feel
go
that.
Uncle Slam there too. And I'm talking from a little bias side point here. I got to meet Devon a few years ago, and he gave me and Titan Troy some tag advice. I showed him a match or two, and he gave us some tag advice. And how do you not love a guy that's in the Hall of Fame that gives you tag advice that likes some of the stuff that you saw on? You know what I'm saying? So mine's a biased opinion. But if I could pull my bias away, it would definitely be the Dudleys. They in every aspect of the business, they made an impact in every promotion they went to. They're still making an impact to this day.
Yeah, easily.
Oh yeah.
So for me, it'd be the Dudleys as well.
Everybody agreed, Dudleys?
I'm going to have to go the Dudleys. As much as I like Doom, they were just such a short-lived tag team.
Yeah.
It wasn't, what was it? Maybe 3 years, if that. I think I'm overselling it a little bit on the 3 years.
And they
So,
were
I
just
mean,
WCW, it wasn't like they were any other promotions.
Yes.
Like I don't think
Yes.
they went, like Japan or they went to WWE or anything like that. So
yep, I got to go with the Dudleys.
Yeah, same. All right, the next one we have are the Rockers versus Harlem Heat, and we had a discussion before the podcast about this one. So we have the Rockers and Harlem Heat.
we'll let the
I'll
legend go
start
first
this
on
one.
this one.
I'll-
Yeah.
When I looked at this, I was like, why did they have to get put up against Harlem Heat in the first round? They're like one of my favorite tag team they're not tag team champions. They're one of my favorite tag teams, of course, because Shawn Michaels, but
Right.
I mean, it's Harlem Heat, I mean, just like we were talking about with the Dudleys. Yes, Harlem Heat only really had that impact in WCW, but I remember Harlem Heat when they were in the I believe it was the Global Wrestling Federation. It used to come on ESPN every day. They were Kane and Cole. And I remember it. So, I mean, I got to give it to Harlem Heat. They've won more, and I just believe they've done more,
Yeah, I agree. Harlem Heat, they made WCW for a long time. They made the tag division WCW
Yes.
for a long time. And their longevity isn't a thing, but the fact that Booker T's longevity is still a thing is because of Harlem Heat. Now, Booker T would have been great regardless. He's great, but Harlem Heat's what made him. So while the tag team didn't have longevity, the impact of their tag team had the longevity for Booker T. So I feel like, that falls in all those categories there for me. Harlem Heat was and is one of the best tag teams ever.
I agree. I feel like the Steiners kind of handed them that torch when the Steiners left for the WWE. So they were like left with, we got to carry this,
Yep. And they did it well.
Yes, they did.
It well. They killed it. And I was never a WCW guy. Like I was always a WWE guy. And I Harlem Heat I liked them. So.
Oh yeah, especially their music. Like I can hear their intro right now. You know what I'm saying? Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
This is kind of easy too. Just because, like,
especially for you.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, we'll take away my bias against Shawn Michaels and stuff. And I used to love the Rockers, especially back in the day. They were high flying. There weren't a bunch of teams back then in the WWE that really did a whole bunch of, moves, and their shit was kind of in sync or whatever. But they didn't win no championship. I know technically they won, but they don't really count those wins.
They were AWA champions,
but they weren't WWE champions. Like I said, I'm not saying they might have been, like I said, they were one. And just like I said, Shawn Michaels was pretty much the whole show. I kind of hate to say it. And I really liked Harlem Heat. Like back when WCW was, my thing or whatever. They were like one of the dominant teams between them, the Steiners, and like I said, Harlem Heat. They kind of just ran things, and I think they got at least maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 championships or something like that.
Oh no, Harlem Heat? Harlem Heat's got like, what is it, like 12, 13 time WCW tag team champions?
Oh, is it just
it's like 12.
I was just counting WCW. Okay, so they got 12. Okay, well, so I undersold them. But yeah, Harlem Heat, like I said, it's just, like I said, especially with the Rockers only having, one championship maybe in AWA. So yeah. What about you, Vipress?
Honestly, that is during the time that I didn't watch it, so I don't have the ability to give you the kind of in-depth analysis you all have. But I do agree with what you all say with what I do know about everything. I do agree with, like, they had, Harlem Heat had more titles. They were more significant in the long run than the Rockers. So I completely agree with that. The next one we have is the Bar and the Wild Samoans. I personally know the Bar more than I know the Wild Samoans, so I would pick the Bar over top.
Who's the Bar? I'm sorry, I might be kind of.
Sheamus and Claudio Castagnoli. His name now is Claudio Castagnoli, but he was Cesaro in WWE. Okay. Sorry, I was trying not to mess up his current name. But yeah. And then the Wild Samoans.
Well, I'll let you go first on that one, Brox.
Man, that's a tough one, but not as tough as you think. For me, I'm an old school guy. I was trained by old school people. I'm old, so I have an old school mentality. You can't take away the Wild Samoans because, again, that longevity thing, their longevity is the whole bloodline. You know what I'm saying? Like they're a part of that whole everything that is, Samoan wrestling in the business, and what they've left, the legacy they've left with their family, their kids, their nieces, their nephews, or whatever. Absolutely. The Bar, though, man, was so fun to watch. They were so fun to watch,
and they were good together. To be thrown together the way they were.
The chemistry was really great. That's something that I think a lot of things get passed on tag teams is, two guys might be great individual, but the chemistry doesn't work. And their chemistry worked great. Oh man, I hate you all.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna stick to the chemistry and the ability to be as big as those guys are and be able to work and move the way they did and to be as over and then hated at the same time in different places as the bar was. I don't have to go with the bar.
Uh, Man, it's kind of tough for me because, like I said, I don't really remember much of the bar now. I do remember the Wild Samoans and shit. Um, so I guess I'd have to go with them because, like you said, as far as longevity and kind of touching on what Brock said, they left wrestling better than of course, like when they came or whatever. So as far as their descendants and their children and their legacy, um, like I said, I just really don't remember much about them. So they wasn't that great. The bar to me, so I'm gonna go Wild Samoans.
That's fair. That's
Just my
fair.
opinion. Just my opinion.
That's
Like I
fair.
said,
That's
just my
fair.
opinion. All right,
Well,
legend.
I'm going to have
Allegedly.
to go with the Wild Samoans too. As much as I did enjoy the bar and I enjoyed their little run and everything, I didn't like Mohawk Sheamus. And I just read an article too
I don't
about
like
how
Mohawk Sheamus either.
his mom didn't like Mohawk Sheamus.
His mom didn't like Mohawk Sheamus.
So, but I mean, as far as longevity, again, going on to what Uncle Slam was saying, they left the business better than what they started. And I'm not saying that the bar didn't, they did their job for what they were needed at the time, but again, the longevity and just the overall impact throughout history, I got to go with the Samoans. So does that put us at a tie?
I was gonna say we didn't discuss this before, and how do we fix a
Got a
tie?
quarter. I've got a quarter.
There you go,
We're just gonna
perfect.
we're just gonna flip a coin.
We'll flip a
So the
coin.
bar's on top, so you want to put bar at heads, and then the
and
Samoans
Wild
at
Samoans at
tails, just
tails.
because it's top to bottom.
All right, here we go. And it is heads. It is. The bar wins.
Well, okay, that's fine.
Wow, okay.
Surprises me. Oh man, this next one may be interesting, but
Okay,
I think we
yeah,
kind
this
of
next
all
one's good.
agreed on the except for this last one. That's the one we kind of disagreed on so far.
yep,
Yeah. Okay.
That's what makes it fun, though.
Yeah.
it does.
The next one, and this is RK Bro and the Heart Foundation.
Oh,
We'll let Uncle Slam start this one.
well, this I'd say this is gonna be kind of easy for me or whatever. Like I said, it's
Always.
I'm a Bret Hart fan, like majorly. Like so I'm old school. Like he's always been one of my favorites or whatever.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I knew
and
that was going to happen with you.
I think he can tag with pretty much like anybody, like whether it was him and Owen, whether it was him and Jim Neihart or whatever. Um, it's just Heart Foundation all day. Like I said, I mean, I couldn't really see like anybody they couldn't beat in their heyday or whatever. So yeah.
Right. Anybody
Man,
else want to attack this?
no, I'm going to attack it. I'm always going to attack it. Uncle Slam's right, but I hate to admit it because RK Bro was so fun. Randy Orton with somebody like Matt Riddle is so weird, but it worked so well. It was
It
dumb.
worked so well.
It was so dumb that it worked so well. I mean,
It was night and day personalities.
It was terrible that it worked so well. But the Heart Foundation, again, with all the things that were thrown in here for greatness, Brett, Owen, and Jim, and the British Bulldog, like all these guys that were just great. And Brett, I agree with Uncle Slam. I agree. Bret Hart, to me, hot take here, probably is the best technical wrestler. Right? Is the best technical wrestler ever. Maybe the guy that could work with anybody. The hot take on that is he knew that, which made him an asshole. I don't hate Bret Hart at all. I just, he knew that, which made him an asshole. I think that, long story short, the Hearts win this one, only because of who they are, what they left, and what they've done. You still got Nadia. That's a Hart that's in the business too, who's had a great career. So there's that legacy we talked about, like with the Samoans.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Ones that are still there, but yeah, it's the Hearts for me. But listen, Bret Hart is a hot take for me, and same shameless plug here on Patreon soon with WSN. We're going to be launching a show. Me and a guy named Mike, where we do hot takes in wrestling. So Bret Hart is one of my subjects, and it gets dicey. So
Okay.
Well, it's always a hot topic
It gets
around here
spicy on.
between
It's a
me
hot
and the
topic
legend.
every
Trust me.
episode,
Yes, it's between Shawn
every
Michaels or
show.
Bret Hart. I
Well,
mean,
I
it's
mean,
constant.
Either one.
when you've got the greatest in-ring performer of all time versus Bret Hart, then I mean,
Oh
it's
my
See, this is what I
God,
work with.
hey, listen, I can just
fanboy over here.
I can just so fuel on this fire. I could piss off J Mac and Uncle Sam
Oh
here just from this
man,
side. From
Hey,
this side of it, and this is not, I'm not taking a shot at all, but from this side of the ropes,
uh,
on a
yes,
working perspective, listen, Bret Hart was it. Uh,
oh yeah.
and Shawn
As
Michaels,
much as I don't like Brett, I give him his props. I consider Brett and Shawn the greatest rivalry ever in wrestling.
it's right up there. But
yeah,
here's
yeah.
my hot take on this. Here's my thing on this. Brett, one of the greatest in ring. I mean, one of the greatest technical wrestlers that could do anything, wrestle with anybody. Shawn Michaels, the
mm,
greatest in ring performer in the business. Shawn and Brett are both the biggest dicks you've ever met in your life because they knew it. The difference is, and this is why I got to lean towards Shawn more than Brett. Is Shawn was at least honest about it. Brett was a sneaky dick, and that's the worst kind of dick there is.
that's what I keep telling him. Sean was sneak. It's just the way that it is. They both just assholes. It don't matter.
All right, hold on. I know this is off topic, okay, but what's your take on the screw job?
Oh yeah,
Um,
quick take on screw job.
I mean, since we brought this up, I mean, since it's all out, I
Might
mean,
as well.
okay,
so
yeah,
leaving the business better than you found it. If
yeah,
your ego is so damn big that you cannot leave the belt in a company that helped build who you are. Now listen, I know he was who he was, Stu Hart.
I said
Listen,
the same
Brett
thing.
was Brett, right? But Brett wouldn't have been Brett without the media coverages and the big events that Vince McMahon put on. And he made Bret Hart the superstar. He didn't make him the wrestler. He made him the superstar that he
okay, yeah, that's
was.
what you're going to say.
Made him the
Yeah,
superstar, not
there's
the
a
wrestler.
difference.
Not at all. If your ego is too damn big that you can't leave about, because listen, at the end of the day, pulling back the curtain, wins and losses don't mean shit in this business. They don't mean a damn thing. What it means
No, they
is
don't.
how many tickets you sell, how many people's you affect in the stands. Wins and losses don't mean a damn thing. What was the guy's name that won the WWE Championship in 1986 at WrestleMania? That's right. Nobody fucking knows, right? Sorry, my language. No one knows, right?
You're fine.
No,
But
no, you're
dude,
fine.
but who lost? Everybody knows who Barry Horowitz is. How many matches
Yes,
that guy win? You know what I'm saying?
that's
Very
exactly it.
freaking few, right? So that's what I'm saying. Bret Hart's ego is too damn big to leave the belt there with Shawn Michaels, who was the future, who proved to be the future. His ego is too damn big. The screw job was well deserved. Screw Bret Hart for that.
No, all right. Well, this is fine, like I say, because I always got to defend my Brett here. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy.
Time to sign off
One,
now.
obviously, Vince is not a trustworthy guy and shit. We all, he's gonna do what's best for business, which I understand to a certain point. But he screwed over people before. They took the title from that one chick once before and shit because that's where they got the whole idea. They were like, well, why don't we just take it?
Wendy Richter.
And
Wendy
yeah,
Richter. Yeah.
so obviously, I mean, like he doesn't have a problem doing what he thinks is best for him and shit. Like I said, I know it's supposed to be family and all that shit, but like you don't think that like you could have worked the deal out with him? Like you don't think that he would have been honest and been like, hey man, here's the belt, or like were you just like, I don't want to take that chance because of what happened before when somebody took one of my belts and they had it over there and
Go ahead.
maybe look foolish and shit? Understand, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he was trying to cover his ass, but at the same time, I think you owe this man a little more respect than just be like, "Hey, man, fuck you, Brad." You know what I'm saying? Because even the Taker was like, "Man, that's kind of dirty and shit," and he deserved the punch he got, and probably should have got a little bit more, honestly, and shit.
Both
But
sides were
that's
dirty.
why
I'm just
And
gonna
that's why he
say
let
exactly
him
it.
take the punch, because he knew he was wrong in that shit. Like
both
Vince
sides were
just straight
dirty.
up said, "Hey, look, I let him punch me and shit because I knew He said I knew I fucked up. Well, not fucked up. He said I did what was best for business. But and I just think that he owed him a little bit more than that and shit. I
I
think
think the problem is that, and just looking at it honestly and truthfully, objectively, not as a Shawn Michaels fan, I think the problem was that Vince had just seen what happened with Medusa, aka Alundra
yeah,
Blaze,
yeah,
dumping
when they
that
brought him.
women's title in the trash
Mhm.
can on TV. He was worried that that was going to happen again. I
Yeah,
understand that
yeah.
because business was bad at the time. I think that yes, he had a legitimate worry there. Bret Hart, I think, had a legitimate worry that he was going to get screwed over somehow because the
I
contract that
think
he
he
had
was
already
already leaving.
signed.
Like,
Well,
wasn't he
but he
already
was,
like
but
already
but
signed?
Vince
Yeah,
had already but Vince had already come to him and said, "Hey, you're my guy for the long term." And then he came back to him and said, "Hey, man, I can't pay you." So you do, with Brett, you do things in your life expecting this money to be there, and now all of a sudden that curtain or the rug is pulled out from underneath you. The money's not there, so you're getting worried. Okay, is he getting ready to screw me? I think the problem just boils down to is both men's egos got in the way too much instead of just going behind the scenes, get Shawn Michaels out of the picture because Shawn was there. He was going to do business. Get Triple H out of the picture and Vince McMahon and, Bret Hart sit down man to man, even if you got to draw up a legal contract for how it's going to end. Then let's do that, get the egos out of the way, and let's just, let things split so that we didn't have all that.
yeah. But see, hindsight's 2020. Now
Of
we can say
course.
that now, but I guess probably in the moment they were like, "I'm trying to do what's best for me, man. I'm trying to do what's best for me. I'm trying
And
to get
that's
mine. I'm
exactly
trying to get
what it
mine."
was.
And
Ego.
that's yeah. So I agree with y'all, but like I said, I'm always gonna ride with Brett on this one. But I mean, everybody has their own opinion. Like I said, we've talked about this for years, but we can get back to tag teams or whatever. But
Well,
I was
my
just
tag
curious.
team, I'm going to go with the Hart Foundation on this one as well because
Oh yeah,
you all have summed it all up. Oh, you're fine. No, hey, it's unscripted. That's the whole point of the show. But yeah,
Listen,
I'm going to go with the Hart Foundation on that one.
I get the like. I listen. My podcast is. I don't even look up anything when I just all my shit's organic. I don't like sticking to the script. That stuff's terrible. I hate
I
it.
get talking
Yeah.
points. And then from those talking points, I figure I know enough about wrestling, from, again, like you said, this side of the ropes, which I can honestly and truthfully say I've been in a wrestling ring before because Adrian let me get in the ring the last one.
Nice.
Thrill of a lifetime. He looked at me, he said, "You've never been in a wrestling ring?" I said, "No, I've never been in one." He said, "Well, go get in the damn ring." I was like, "Are you serious?" I felt like a little kid again.
Well, you should have took a
I
bump
bet.
while you were there. Come on,
I
man.
was, I'm talking to him because I'm going to see about training to become a manager. I've got the itch. I've got the itch. I'm trying to talk Uncle Slam into being a referee.
You just want to get me in some type of costume. That's what the hell that shit is. You've been trying since we
That's
started this
very true.
to
You've
try.
been trying since we started this
See,
podcast to get
Viper
Hey,
in a
Scout.
costume.
Thank you.
ask Mr. Boulder here. You got to live the gimmick.
Listen, man. I once you come through the curtain the first time, you'll never want to not go through a curtain again. I'm telling you.
There you
Slide on
go.
your gear and go through the curtain. You'll get good. I mean, I'm telling you. I go through the curtain. It's like the first time every time. Once you do it, it'll be over. It's like a drug you can't get rid of. It
It's
is
addictive.
absolutely addictive. It is so addicting. Yeah,
Just
it
being
is
at that
so
first
addicting.
show, like it was like a drug. It was like because it was just
It
like
really was.
it's not only I'm here for
It's
the
that energy.
show, I am here as a part sort of the show. You know what I'm saying? I'm an offshoot of the show. I am involved in the wrestling business now. And that just I got the itch.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like me, like it's expanded for me and Troy that we spent last night until probably 1 or 2 o'clock this morning, driving around town and here in Ironton, filming TikToks because our TikTok has started to take off, and we do we do the dumbest TikToks on the planet, boys. I'm telling you, they're goofier than hell.
I
But
love your TikToks.
we thank you. And that's part of the business, part of that itch. Like it's part of the getting out there and getting people to know who you are and stuff. So yeah.
My favorite one is the Nelly song where he's coming up. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. If you haven't seen it,
so.
people, go check out his TikTok. It's great.
Thank you.
So we're going with the Heart Foundation because y'all three said the Heart Foundation, and I
We
would
know you were
personally
going to go
say
with
RK
RK
Bro. But it doesn't have to do with just Randy Orton, okay? It like if you think about it, they didn't have as big of a run as they could have had if Matt Riddle hadn't have got released when he did.
This is true.
Well, that's very true. Yeah.
I mean,
Sky was the limit for them, honestly. But
yeah,
keep in mind too, Randy's such a big star, and with Cena coming back and CM Punk coming back and everything coming back, I don't think their run would have went as long as people think because
really.
I've said this. In what era, in what business in wrestling can you literally turn back the clock and get all of your superstars back at one time? It never happens. And WWE fell into that when CM Punk decided to come back and John Cena decided to make a run and The Rock started getting involved. And then Randy Orton was healthy enough to come back and wrestle. And then even Edge was there for a little bit before he jumped ship. Like, I'm just saying, like, what company can turn back the clock and have all your biggest superstars from the past be there at the same time?
Right.
I think when they all came back, they had a unique opportunity, and they're tackling that opportunity. I think Triple H has done a really good job at that. But where are you going to have that opportunity? So I feel like once all the guys jump back on board, you had to take Randy out of that because you got to at some point Randy and Cena they're going to have to cross a path. At CM Punk and all these guys, they're going to cross these paths.
I keep saying that.
And
So,
see teams like that, they're to me they're great for a short-term run. They're not, a Randy Orton is not a tag team wrestler.
That's very true.
He's a singles wrestler. You want to see him in the world title picture. You know what I'm saying? The only and it's like I was trying to explain. The only reason you would take a bigger name like that and move him down to like an Intercontinental Championship is because there's nothing going on with the Intercontinental Championship, so we need to boost it a little bit.
It needs notoriety. It needs notoriety. Yes. And it happens that way on the independent circuit. If you look at it and you see like a smaller promotion and they put one of their titles on a guy that's been in the business for like a Heath Slater or Matt Cardona who was on the big on TV for a while, and then these independent guys are putting their titles on them. Those titles need notoriety. These independent guys are putting those titles, and that's what they do. I'm going to do the same thing with our Art of Grappling Championship, just in some stuff like. And I want to interject someone that is really great that goes everywhere, and I want to put him in our title picture because the titles, they need some kind of name to them. Like the independent stars will do great, but like you really want notoriety, and the WWE is no different, or AEW is no different. You put those titles on people, it's going to get your title notoriety.
That's it.
Yeah. All right, so the next one would be the Shield versus the Fabulous Freebirds.
This is easy for me.
I'm just going to say the Shield. Sorry. I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there.
Well, all I'm going to say. Did you say Viper started? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, Viper
ladies first.
Yeah, ladies first.
All right, sure. The Shield. I will go with the Shield just because of who they became and all the destruction that they caused. I don't know much about the Fabulous Freebirds, so that's also another reason why I'm going to go with the Shield. So that's pretty much it.
Well, all I'm going to say is I can't really say why we do what we do, but I'm a free bird. And what was your excuse? The Freebirds, they're the reasons why we have entrance music. You know what I'm saying? They brought people want to talk about WWF in the mid 80s and rock and wrestling. The Freebirds are the ones who brought rock and roll into wrestling.
Yeah.
Hands down, plain and simple. They're the ones who started all that. They're the ones that they're the reason why the New Day was allowed to defend the championships the way that they were, the tag team championships the way they were because of Freebird rules. They were all three the tag team, so any two members could defend at any point in time. That was, that was genius.
I cannot get behind that. I cannot get behind that even today. And them just handing off titles, it doesn't make any sense to me at all. Sorry.
See,
just
that would
think
work
that
with the Shield because they got 3 people. You got the
yep,
Freebirds, three
any
people.
two
I
of them
mean,
could have
Yeah,
defended
but
the
they
titles.
didn't. As far as I remember, they didn't like mix who was the
No, they
champion.
didn't. They didn't. No,
yeah,
but
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It's the Freebirds are the reasons why
The New
3-man
Day,
teams
yeah.
like that can do things like that is because it's the Freebird rule that any two members. And I just think that overall, again, the historical value of the Freebirds. I mean, and people, I wish people would go back, and I done it because of Mick Foley and listening to his podcast. I wish
Love
people would go back and watch Terry Gordy. Terry Gordy was a great wrestler. That man, I mean, and he started when he was like 15 years old. And I mean, then you got Terry Gordy, you know, Buddy Roberts, I don't really know much about, you know what I'm saying? He was kind of like there as the veteran guy. And then P.S. Hayes was the mouthpiece. You know, they were the perfect combination of everything they needed for that team. And then Jimmy Jam Garvin was an okay little substitute for the WCW version of the Freebirds. But to me, the Freebirds are Gordy, Roberts, and Hayes, and I got to give them the push.
I want to go last.
Okay,
I was
okay,
good
okay.
as hell. So I'll go last.
Man, this is kind of hard for me. Like I said, at first I was going to just probably go with the Shield, but then after listening to the Legends argument, I mean, he made me think a little bit more and shit. I mean, because I am kind of old. Like I said, I'm 45, 46 years old. So I
And I didn't even
remember
mention
them.
the rivalry with the Von Erichs.
Yeah. And so like I remember them and I remember like what they, like being excited to watch them, being, because I'm pretty sure they, had like synchronized moves, they kind of did it, like jumping off the top ropes and the drop kicks and shit. Like if I was thinking right. Um I I watched a little of the Shield. Now I think the Shield was better apart than they were together, maybe as a tag team, honestly. Um because they all became world champs, obviously. But as far as tag teams, I kind of have to go with the Freebirds. Like you kind of changed my mind over there, Legend.
All
All
right.
right, go
Well, I'm
ahead.
going with the Shield, so we can. I'm just kidding. It has been the Freebirds since the minute this come up. And all y'all touched on the points. They are the reason there's entrance music. Which and like I said, if you never come out of a curtain to your entrance music, it is a drug that you'll never want to let go of in your life.
I want
It
to so
sets the
bad.
tone. It sets the tone for what you're going to the ring for. Troy and I have our own custom music we go to the ring to, but for years I've used Five Finger Death Punch, The Pride as I go to the ring. Before that, I used Volbeat, A Warrior's Call, and I'm so amped when I get to the ring, and they're the reason that you get that. Now answer me this, because I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, but I don't want to sound really dumb. How many heel turns have you seen the Freebirds do on each other?
None.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They were the
Exactly. How
greatest
many times have the
team
Shield turned
ever.
on each other? How many times do they shit on each other? How many times?
Oh my god.
That's
all
not.
the time,
That's
every
what I'm
day.
saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why the
Team
Freebirds
unity.
they laid a path for everybody on what we're seeing today. When music comes on, and the crowd goes crazy. That's the Freebirds.
Yes.
That's the Freebirds. When you see cohesiveness in the ring, that's the Freebirds. When you see great rivalries, because they had the greatest rivalry in tag team with the Von Erichs. Just because it wasn't in WWE, just because it wasn't on a mainstream. I mean, WWE was the mainstream for Texas back then. That was the standard. But what I'm saying is that was the standard in rivalries was with the Freebirds.
Mm.
And to touch again on what J Mac said, Terry Gordy, ahead of his time, one of the best ever do it. Had he not had the accident he had that kind of put the stop in his career, we'd still be talking about Terry Gordy. We'd still be talking about Terry Gordy in a sense that he'd be a top 6 of greatest of all time. Big dude that could work.
Well, even the tag team he had with Dr. Death, that was a great tag team.
Mm-hmm. And then you talk about PSAs. PSAs is the focal point still to this day of the Hall of Fame because what is he going to wear? PSAs brought WWE into so many different eras and killed it. He is still a main component of what the WWE does on a daily basis. Hands down, everything they've done is why we love tag team wrestling now, and even singles wrestling, because like I said, you go back to the music. They never turned on each other. They were a friggin' tag team. Freebirds, hands down.
All right. All right.
I figured, Vipers, you would have picked the Freebirds too, since Hayes was the manager for the Hardy Boys for a while.
We'll get to the Hardys in a few minutes. Don't even worry. Don't even see. Like, don't even worry, son. Like,
He
don't
said she ready for that
worry.
one.
We good. We good over here.
I can't wait to shit on the Hardys. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. Legitimately, I'm a baby face. You wouldn't believe it or not, but I am a baby face.
He said, I am a baby face.
See, I'm a heel. If I had to go down to it, I'd work heel. I'd have to.
Listen, I've always been told Jillian Hall, like I said, I spent my first 11 months with her. She was with me for 11 months, and then of course Bobby was in there too. Jillian Hall told me from day one, I don't know why you're not a heel. And I've got the privilege. I've got the privilege of getting to work heel quite a few places that are not close to home. And it's fun. And I'm really good at it. I won't lie to you. Jillian Hall nailed it. I would say a quick story, if I can, just a quick story. We done a seminar, my first probably 8 months of wrestling. We done a seminar at our school, and Melina came in and done the seminar. And in that room, and if you don't know a lot about independent wrestling or just who people are, I didn't appreciate it then like I do now. But in the room that day was Jillian Hall, Bobby Blaze, Chance Prophet, and Melina. Now, I don't know if you guys know who Chance Prophet is. Chance Prophet he has a school here locally as well. It's a couple miles from ours. He's wrestled everyone. He is he is goated in my book. He's an amazing dude. And he's done a lot of different work for a lot of different companies. But in that room, and that day was 4 people, and the knowledge in that room was crazy. It was ridiculous. But I told you that to say this. I worked with a trainee we had at the time, and I was still just trainee, and her name was Judy Ray Hendricks. And I worked an intergender match with her, and when Melina was putting matches together, she's like, you two work together. And Jillian was like, hang on a second, I want Brox and Judy Ray to work together. And so we always had really good training matches, so they put us together. And Jillian was like, now listen, this is Melina, one of the heels of heels. You have to show her. I want her to see you heel. And I was like, okay. So we worked the match. Great match. She done great. Judy was always a great wrestler. And we got done, and Melina was like, my God, you're a great heel. And she just went on and on and on about how well I done as a heel and how great the match was. And then you could just see Jillian in the corner, like she's ready to blow up. And she was like, and then before Melina went to the next match, Jillian was like, wait a minute. That dude's a baby face. He's a baby face. He doesn't want to be heel. That's bullcrap. Like, she just lost her big nuggets on us. And Melina was like, you're a baby face? Why are you a baby face? Like, she was so mad. She was so offended I was a baby face.
That's hilarious.
And here now, 5 years later, I'm still a baby face. I'm kind of the stone cold baby face, though. Like, I'm a little bit of a smart ass and stuff like that. But
that's what it is.
I love that. That's great.
Heels. Maybe one day. I doubt it though.
Maybe one day.
Instead of DTA, you can have OTT. Only trust Troy.
Listen, you know how many times I've been approached by different promoters and even ones locally going, you know how much money and how many tickets y'all sell if you guys would finally turn on each other? Because listen, Troy and I started the Art of Grappling the same night. We've been to every seminar together. Our trainers are both Bobby Blaze, Jillian Hall. We have traveled. We have been together since day one with each other. Day one. That's why our tag team is so cohesive. We learned everything right down the middle the same way, right? So people were like, do you know what kind of heel turn that would be if either one of you guys went on the other? And I'm like, man, that's my dog, though. And they're right. Me and Troy have had training matches, and they're crazy because we just beat the shit out of each other because we trust each other. They're great.
Right.
So, but yeah, I've had so many people be like, man, that would be fun. So
that would be so cool.
Sometimes the money just ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying?
That's my dog.
That's it.
Can't do it.
I mean, there's still money on the table. So,
Yeah, that's my dog.
That's it. That's it.
We're the free birds. We're the free birds of this. We're not turning on each other.
There you go.
There you go.
Yep. All right, the next match will be Rated RKO and the Street Profits.
Oh,
Who wants to start this? I'll start this one. I'll
All
go
right, there you go.
The Street Profits, I like them. I like them a lot. I've watched them. You know, I don't think that they're getting the pushes that they really should get as a tag team because
Absolutely.
they are a really good, again, cohesive tag team. You know, they got their speed guy and they got their power guy. You know, that's a great tag team combination.
That can also fly. That can also fly.
That reminds me of some other tag team that we know too. Who would that be?
Grappling Inc.
Oh,
Grappling Inc. Sorry, I got allergies, man. I'm my bad. I'm sorry.
But unfortunately, this is hard because you've got the name recognition with Edge and Randy Orton, but then you've got, you know, it just wasn't a long-term deal. So as far as like, if we're going to judge by tag team requisites, then I've got to go with the Street Profits for their cohesiveness. Not that Randy and Edge weren't good as a tag team, but they just weren't a long-term deal. And I didn't see it as a long-term deal. It was, to me, it was like a mega power situation. You know, Hulk Hogan's not going to stay in a tag team the entire time. You know, the Macho Man's not going to stay in a tag team the entire time. The reason that was done was to elevate Macho Man to that world title status, from that Intercontinental status when Hogan saved him because he was defending, or I don't know if he was defending or trying to get the Intercontinental Championship from the Honky Tonk Man. So that's, to me, that's the reason why you have these big time, you know, single stars tag up, win championships, Triple H, Stone Cold, you know, situations like that. So I got to go with Street Profits. Yes. Like that, yeah. So I got to go with the Street Profits just for the fact that they are a quintessential tag team. They're not just two people thrown together.
Right.
If the Street Profits would get the push they deserve, this wouldn't be a discussion. It would not be a discussion. They deserve the push of a lifetime because they are so great together. They are the right down. They have the formula for tag team. They have speed. They have power. They have cohesiveness, like you said, J Mac. They have everything that you want in a tag team. They're charismatic. They have catchy entrance music. They can talk. They on the stick. They can grab the stick and say anything that you want them to say and be great at it. This would not
the
be
name is great. The name is great. I love that.
So good. I'm only going to say I'm going Street Profits too, but I'm only going to say this: that it's closer than it should be, because if Street Profits would get their push,
it wouldn't
hands down, maybe one of the greatest we've ever seen. Maybe a second coming of Harlem Heat type of tag team that had
modern day style.
Yes, that had everything, because Harlem Heat had everything. Even so, but with Randy and Edge, again, two of the biggest stars in the business at the time. Let's elevate something. Poor Randy's not going to get anything with me on a tag team because Randy's not a tag team wrestler. He's not to me. He's a legend killer. He's not a legend raiser, which is what he's done with these guys. You know, he's taken his legendary status and put him on his back. Not that Edge wasn't a
Oh, did we lose him?
I think we might have lost him for a second.
Yeah, I think it froze.
Slam, you want to give your opinion while we wait?
Yeah, I think y'all kind of touched on most of like everything I was going to say. Like I said, I mean, as far as Street Profits, I mean, the legend was saying, you know, as far to me, they're more of a tag team. You know, like when I think of a tag team, I think of the Street Profits. I did like, you know, Randy Orton and like Edge together, but at the same time, it's kind of like you said, they were kind of short. They're better singles. They're not really tag team wrestlers. And this is a tag team tournament. So, you know, if I have to go with somebody, I'm going to go with what's more of a tag team to me, like I said. And I'll go with the Street Profits. So, yeah, I'm going to stick with the Street Profits on this one.
We've lost Brox for a second, ladies and gentlemen. Just give us a second. We'll get him back for you, hopefully.
A little technical difficulty. That's all right.
Yes. we'll go. We won't move too much forward without him.
Well, I don't think that or before we even go any further, I'll go ahead and say mine because I agree with you all. I do like Edge and uh, Randy as a tag team, but
Mhm.
like you all said, I do like the Street Profits. The Street Profits need the push that we've all sit here and said that they've needed. They need. If they would get that push, then maybe something could happen. But I do agree with you all. I do. I guess we're going to go with the Street Profits.
Welcome back, Brox.
My opinion was so big it kicked my electric off in my house. I had to reconnect. I had to grab my hotspot on my phone to connect back up to my laptop here. Yeah. So my electric kicked off and my Wi-Fi went out. But yeah,
Oh,
Wow,
I'm
that's wild.
sorry. I
Oh
hope
no.
everything's okay.
I mean I'm sitting in the dark, but I mean as long as you guys can hear and see me, that's all. It's all right.
We can
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
and see
Yeah,
you.
I don't,
Yeah.
I don't feel like
great.
the house is on fire, so I think we're okay for now.
That's a good thing.
The next match we're gonna get into, and I just looked at it, and I was like, "Oh God, this one's gonna be a wild one." The Usos versus Edge and Christian.
Oh.
Uh, who wants to tackle that one first?
Oh,
Uh
I
I guess I'll
personally
give it a
gonna say the
shot. Like I
Usos,
said,
but go for it.
um, right offhand, I'm probably
God
gonna
bless. That's
go
hard.
with Christian and Edge just because I've seen more of their matches. But I do. I mean, I've watched a lot of the Usos too, and it's kind of hard to go against brothers as far as tag team because they work so well together. You know what I'm saying? They know each other. Back and forth and shit. And they have had a couple title runs and shit, and they are entertaining. Like I think they're way better together instead of as solo people. I don't think they need to. As far as Christian and Edge, like they can be by themselves and still be a great wrestlers or whatever. But I mean, they're awesome as a tag team too. Plus all those classic matches they had with the Dudleys and the Hardys and shit back in the day. The 5 second, flash photography. I mean, that
That
shit
was
was
great.
classic and
For
shit. I
those of you with
mean,
flash photography,
um, damn,
haven't
I'm
heard
gonna
that
have to
said in a
give the
long
edge
time.
to probably to Christian and Edge and shit. But that is probably one of the toughest ones right there, like I said, because I like the
Yeah.
Usos a lot. But I mean, but to me, like I said, I'm just gonna go with Christian Edge on this one.
Okay.
not as close as you think it'd be. I'm with you, Uncle Slam. It's Christian and Edge all day. It's all day. Uh, trendsetters. That's what they did as a tag team. They literally created a 5 second pose so the Usos could walk. I mean, that's for me, it's what it is. They done so many great things that we love about
Still
what they
talk
did.
about, yeah. I mean, we
Yeah,
still
Very
talk about their
true.
matches today. I mean, that just shows how great they are. Like, we're still talking about their matches. It's been what, 20 years or something like that?
to
And
your
Yeah,
here's a
point,
20
fun
years.
to
fact.
your
Here's a
to your
fun fact. Sorry. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry,
that's right.
Brox. Go ahead.
To your point, Uncle Slam, we're still talking about 20 years later. I'm not an AEW fan. I'm not. I'm on record as saying that to me AEW is just a watered down end of WCW days knockoff. I'm not an AEW fan. It's not to say that if AEW called and said, "Hey, you want to come work for us?" I'd be like, "Hell yeah, dude." I just don't like to. I don't like to watch it as a fan. Okay,
Yeah.
but we're still talking about it. What just happened? What just
Yeah,
happened?
what just happened?
Exactly. So that's what I'm
What
saying.
just
Like
happened?
that's what I'm saying, man. Like we're still sitting here talking about. We longed for Edge and Christian to kind of like touch base again, and it didn't happen when we first got there. And they done it right. As
It was
much as I
so
hate their
funny.
storytelling this time, they done it right. But we're still talking about it. That's why Edge and Christian is not. It's not even close. The Usos, though, I don't want to shit on the Usos. Great tag team. What kind of cohesiveness can you have better than with your friggin' twin brother, first and
Yeah.
foremost?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Coming from one of the greatest dynasties of wrestling there ever was in the Samoan
Mhm.
dynasties. And then coming and being having longevity in the business and having title after title after title, splitting up, having come back together, winning titles and there's something to say here, I guess, for the Usos, but when it comes down to a foundation, what they built, and these two guys, Edge and Christian, are in a different company now, and we're still like, oh, they hugged. It's
Yeah.
the reek of
It was
awesomeness
everywhere.
again. Like that's what I'm
Reek
talking
of
about.
awesomeness.
They
Come on,
hugged it out.
right? It's Edge and Christian. It's Edge and Christian all day.
Okay.
Okay.
See,
Fair.
this one for me is what's going to go against the grain of what I've been saying, because I found out an interesting fact and I did not realize this. I didn't realize that Edge and Christian's entire I think it was 7 tag team title reign happened in like a year and a
Just like-
half's time.
Yeah. Actually,
I may have the numbers completely wrong, but it was a very, very, very short amount of time that all of their tag team stuff was done. And then they split up and went their separate ways as singles competitors, which really
it was
blew
less
my
than
mind.
2 years. It was less than 2 years.
So this one is actually going to go against the grain of what I usually say because of cohesiveness and all that stuff. But Edge and Christian kind of started out as a tag team and then went to singles because, yes, they wrestled in singles, but they weren't getting anywhere past the European Championship. And then the next thing you know, they formed a tag team and they're doing these iconic matches with the Dudleys and the Hardys, and which is why they split them up and said, hey, let's see what you can do as singles guys too, which I feel like was the norm back then because I don't think Vince really cared much about tag team wrestling, to be honest. And, you know, it was kind of a sideshow for him for all the, but it was hard too, I think at that time too, because you had all the Rocks and the Stone Colds and the Triple H's, and it was hard to put everything into a 2 hour to 3 hour show. So I'm going to go with Edge and Christian on this one just because of the overall impact in wrestling. They were Attitude Era. They were a big part of that attitude in the Attitude Era. So, I mean, I got to give it to them. It's hard, but I got to give it to them.
But like kind of touching on like what you were saying, you know how you were like, I mean, their whole title runs came in like a year and a half, maybe like less than 2 years. They did all that and we're still talking about them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that just shows how, their impact. That just goes kind of a testament to how great they are. You know what I'm saying? They didn't need, 2, 3 years, 5 years to a year and a half. And we're still like, damn, them matches and shit, man. Them later,
And that's why I had to go against the grain on what I usually say, because it was such an impact. But I think there were so many things that were impacts back then that were just so new.
Part of they're the godfathers of TLC. I mean, they're the godfathers of TLC. Those Dudley Boy, Hardy Boy, Edge and Christian matches. I mean, come on. Here's the other thing too. I will say this: they were also created in what I think is the most underrated faction in the history of WWE.
The Brood.
In the Brood.
Yes. Really?
I think it's the most underrated faction ever. And I'm a little biased. I've got to spend some time with Gangrel. Done one of the seminars, got to talk to him quite a bit. But even as a fan back then, you think about the music, back to the Freebirds, the music. They brought Edge come out to that music. The Edge come out to that music in WWE and the place went friggin' nuts.
Yep.
There's your first indicator that the faction was well received and loved back then, right? Mm-hmm. The fact that it was kind of weird for that time frame for like the Brood thing, like, and I can just feel Diapers looking at me thinking, weird, what are you trying to say, weird? Like I can feel like you would have been a Brood fan. Like I'm not saying anything negative, or like don't jump to the screen and kill me or nothing. Like I know. But no, listen, I think
what the darkness or whatever, it was kind of the Undertaker. It was like a spinoff of the Undertaker.
The Ministry of
Darkness. I thought it was kind of weird for the time. Yeah, but at the same time, like they were good. They done what they done their thing. They let down.
Vampires thing. I think everybody was going through the whole Twilight thing. I think they were like, oh, we're gonna make them vampires too, or something.
Screw Edward and whatever. I'm King Gabriel, or whatever the hell those names were.
That's right.
Yeah, but listen, I think they're an underrated faction. One of the most underrated factions there ever was. But that's where they started.
Honestly, truthfully, I agree with that because I think that if they would have booked Gangrel right and gave him a bigger push, I think Gangrel could have been a good mystic type dark figure and the Brood could have been a dark group to go against the Undertaker's ministry.
I always feel like that was a missed opportunity. I always feel like that was a missed opportunity. The Ministry of Darkness and the Brood, like not having, no, we're darker. No, we're darker. No, we're like
Right.
that was a missed opportunity for me. Like,
I wasn't a Brood fan. Like I said, I mean, I didn't mind the Ministry of Darkness and stuff. I didn't like them too much when they went corporate, of course, but
right.
didn't
The
hate it
corporate
or whatever.
ministry.
But the I don't know, like I just didn't like the whole Brood. Like I said, I was just never a fan. Like I wasn't like I said, I didn't like Game Girl. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't a fan of his. I didn't like his gimmick. Edge and Christian was all right, like I said, but like I said, I just wasn't a fan of it. But I mean, each to their own. I mean, just wasn't feeling them.
So we're going with Edge and Christian.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that's kind
Yep.
of like a landslide right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
No.
So the next match would be, and y'all already know my opinion on this one, so I don't really have to say too much on
It's
this
gotta be the
one.
Hardy
The Hardys are in
Boys.
this one. Is this
It's all,
Hardys?
yeah, of course, yes, it's the Hardys. It's going to be the Hardys versus Dustin Rhodes and Barry Windham.
I mean,
I'm gonna go ahead and take this one first because I'm gonna be honest with you. Yes, they were short term, they were short lived, but Rhodes and Wyndham as a tag team were one of my favorite tag teams of all time. I think they had the look, they played off of each other well, they had very similar styles, and I think it just played good with them together. That's just my opinion. So I'm going with Rhodes and Wyndham.
all right. I'll take this next. Now, like everything you said was true about them, but we're talking about the Hardys here. I mean, bruh. I mean, it's
Exactly.
not even a contest.
The
I mean,
Hardys.
honestly and shit. I mean, the
The
Hardys.
Can't Hardleys.
I
I
can't
mean,
really
no. I
express
mean,
enough. It's the Hardys.
I mean, like their impact. I mean, all their matches. I mean, what they're still doing today and shit. I mean,
They
it's kind
hold
of
the
like a
titles
gimme
right
to
now.
hear it.
They
I
hold
mean, it's
titles
kind of
right
like a
now.
gimme to me as far as the Hardys and stuff. I mean, y'all might have a different opinion, and I love Barry Windham and Dustin back in the day, but nah, like I said, the Hardys just all day, man. Twice on Sunday, shit.
I
Three
never
times.
did buy in much to the Hardys. I never did get on as a fan like that. I liked them, but
I
I
mean, their
wasn't.
music alone used to pump me up and shit. To just the
People do it to take off dry their hands.
what?
To dry their hands.
You haven't seen the video?
No, what?
The
So I'm gonna
my
go in the
hands are still
bathroom and
wet.
people are gonna be over there like, what the fuck?
Listen,
Oh
I see
hell
myself
no!
in a bathroom doing this.
I'll send you the video later.
here's what's going to
I'll send you the
happen.
video later.
Here's what's going
I
to
It's
mean, if
so
you're
happen.
gonna
funny.
send that to me and shit,
We're gonna
that's
see it on the
funny.
we're gonna see it on the internet one day when Uncle Slam was in a bathroom, and somebody's in there drying his hands and he just comes with an RKO out of nowhere. Yeah, fuck you.
Oh,
Tell you, bitch.
Oh my god, I can't. That's so much. Oh,
I
I
can't wait
can't
for the video.
breathe.
God.
That's
Oh
so
my
funny.
Oh
This
shit.
this is this one's easy, baby. It is the Hardys, hands down. I know that was a terrible Dusty impression, but yeah, it's I know I'm an old school guy, but
Barry Windham
TLC,
and Dustin
they're
falling on
part
hard
of the
times.
TLC Godfathers. They revolutionized extreme in wrestling, and here's the thing. I am not a fan of like death matches. I'm not that. That's a completely different art. I'm not shitting on it. I'm not a fan, but it's a different art in this business. I'm an art of storytelling, and I'm an art of captivating. I'm a fan of that. That's what I want to do. I want that. I want good versus evil. The Hardys took extreme wrestling and turned it into a story because all their matches that were team extreme and they took it. They told great stories. They told great stories. The longevity. I mean, all the things that we've been sitting here talking about, the Hardys are exactly that.
Yep.
And again, This is a point that's in a positive. I said on the last matchup, what better cohesiveness do you have than your brother, than your blood? Unfortunately, the Usos just went up against a force that couldn't be reckoned with all the awesomeness. In this instance, I mean, Cameron, North Carolina, baby. It's the Hardys for me. It's the Hardys. I mean, that's how it is.
Hardy compound, man. All right, so we got the Hardys down for that because we got 3-on-1, I guess.
Now, how come her favorite tag team got to go to the second round, but mine didn't? I mean, come on.
Because my favorite tag team is the Hardys.
Her
Mine's
favorite
a slam
tag team
dunk
got
all
to
day,
go up
every day,
against a
son.
5-minute tag team, and mine got to go up against Harlem Heat.
Because my tag team's still going 30 years later, so...
How does your favorite tag team dry their hands? That's what I want to know.
How does my favorite tag team do what?
Dry their hands. Exactly. With paper towels.
Exactly. This is the only way to dry your hands, people.
They came running down to the ring going,
save the trees and the electric.
Yeah. So if your tag team would have come to the ring like this, that's why they're drying their hands with a towel. That's why oh, we use towels.
Oh, we use towels.
Sorry.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
You guys might have picked the wrong person for this.
no, this is great. This is great.
Let me see if I can adjust this a little bit. I don't think I'm going to, but it's okay. We will.
That's all right. You can read it, and that's all that matters.
Yep, I can read it, and we're good. So that's half of it already. The next one will be the Midnight Express and the New Day.
I'm gonna go ahead and take this one, and I'm just gonna say that as far as tag team wrestling goes, you're going to be hard pressed to find me go against anybody when they're fighting the Midnight Express. Beautiful Bobby Eaton, Stan Lane, Steve Kern, Dennis Condrey. I don't care what combination you put. They were all fantastic tag team wrestlers. They knew the art of tag team. That's why it was so seamless when Condrey left and Sweet Stan Lane came in, that it's like nothing. Yes, their styles were a little bit different, but because Sweet Stan had a little bit more of a martial arts type background. But as far as the body of work, Midnight Express all day long. Jim Cornette and the Racket. Come on now. Mama's taking care of all the bills. Mama Cornette.
Oh God. Man. Like I said, I think New Day's probably more entertaining wise, but I think the Midnight Express are better tag team wrestlers. I remember watching them, especially in WCW back in the day, and they always had some great matches and shit. I've seen some of the New Day, and I like them, and I think they're funny, and I think they brought definitely, like, I don't know, like the fun back to the tag team and shit. But
Who?
I just gotta, like I said, man. I mean, like the Midnight Express. I mean, I guess it's just more sentimental. Like I said, man, I just remember a lot of great matches with them and shit. So I'm gonna go with them. Like,
yeah, it's not close. It's not close.
That is not close at all.
It's not close. The New Day is entertaining. They're fun, but man, I'm biased. Bobby Blaze is my guy, and him and Jim Cornette are buddies. And Jim Cornette ran Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and Bobby Blaze was a Smoky Mountain champion. That's my bias. This is my bias pick. But honestly, and talent wise, it's not close. The Midnight Express were better wrestlers. The New Day
Beautiful Bobby Eaton was the greatest to never be a world champion. I won't say the greatest. He was one of the greatest.
He's one of, yeah. It's just not close. The New Day is, to me, the New Day's claim to fame was whenever the Rock said, I think it was the Rock said he had a unicorn penis on the old boy's head, on Xavier Woods' head. That's the claim to fame to the New Day. Now, I will say this: one of my other favorite things to watch, or comes across that I'll watch every time, is when they hosted WrestleMania and they brought the Hardys back for that tag.
Lost
Tag
my
match.
shit.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. I would almost guarantee you did.
Lost my shit.
You were ready to fight anybody as Hardys earlier. So, but no, honestly, that's just New Day was great, but the New Day here the New Day put someone in place of them in a WrestleMania match, so they knew that they weren't going to make this. They knew they were going to go past the first round. So,
Right.
yeah, Midnight Express.
I agree.
She said, "I agree."
No, I agree with that. I mean, I know more of the New Day of their work than I do Midnight Express, obviously, but I do agree with what you all say. New Day's fun. They're entertaining. They do have the gold behind them because they do have a lot of tag team titles, but it's just entertainment more than it is actual what it needs to be, in my opinion.
Well, and
The
that's the
next one,
thing.
go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that's the thing too. The Midnight Express. I can't remember really a time, especially whenever the U.S. tag team titles were around. I can't remember a time when they weren't involved in the picture. You know, they were just, other than like Anderson and Tully and some of the other tag teams, they were the Harlem Heat of the NWA.
Right.
They were the ones that were the mainstay tag team champions, other than, again, Arn and Tully and other, sometimes put together tag teams. But Midnight Express was just great. I think time has lost a lot of what the Midnight Express really was, and if people would go back and look, they would appreciate the matches.
Agree.
Sorry, I just noticed that for the next round, but we'll get to that when it comes. The next one would be APA versus the Rock and Sock Connection.
I can't go against Ron. I love Ron Simmons, and
Damn.
I like,
APA too.
yes, and Bradshaw. So I got to go with APA in that one. I know it was a short-lived tag team, but they both were.
Yeah,
And
true, yeah.
so, I mean, if you're going to go as far, I just, there was something so intimidating about seeing Ron Simmons and Bradshaw walk through that curtain. If they were coming down that ring and they were mad at you, that's not two men I would want to turn a corner and see them staring me down in an alleyway and knowing I had no escape, because I'd probably just hope to God I could die as quick as possible. And, they're just, I got to go with APA. They were dominant, and they didn't play in the ring either.
APA
True.
all day. Not a question. Not a question. I mean, there's not a lot we can go into with this. I mean, Mankind and The Rock are legends in their own right, but APA, created as a side note in the ministry, and ended up being a tag team outside of that. That was a legitimate tag team. So yeah, the APA.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go APA. Like I said, I like the Rock and Sock, connection. I thought they were hilarious, but also thought the APA was hilarious too. I mean, they had a lot of skits that were like really funny and
Yes.
shit.
Door?
You know what I'm saying?
The
Yes,
doorway?
the door had nothing.
The doorway.
Yeah, it was just a
Bailey
door.
uses
Yeah.
that too. So that's so
So
funny
I
to me.
mean, and they were, like Ron Simmons in any tag team is fucking dominating and shit. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go APA all day on that.
I
My
agree.
biggest dispute on that is just I wish that they would have let him use his name Ron Simmons instead of Farouk. Once he got out of that whole stupid gladiator gimmick,
Oh, I hated that shit too. The
I
whole blue
wish,
looking shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was stupid. They should have just let him come in and be Ron Simmons. Everybody knew who Ron Simmons was, but of course Vince with his characters at the time.
Okay, so so APA for that one. The next one I've got is the Outsiders versus the British Bulldog and Owen Hart.
Question.
Answer.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Hart Foundation to me. I mean, I know it's a tag team, but like they kind of
I
fall under
thought
the
so
Hart Foundation.
too.
I feel like they fall under the Hart Foundation.
Well, the Hart
I mean, I know they had
Foundation,
their
when
own
I
thing.
think of the Hart Foundation, I always think of Brett and Jim and
Yeah.
Jimmy
I
Hart.
get that.
You know
I
what
get
I'm saying?
that.
I think of the tag team, not the faction.
I get that, but like I feel like these guys, like when we were bringing up our points earlier, we were talking about me specifically named the Hart or Owen and British Bulldog in this with the Hart Foundation because they I don't know. It's gonna sway my opinion a little bit, but you know I don't know. I don't think it's the Hart Foundation in this one. I think it's the Outsiders.
The Outsiders.
I think it's the Outsiders because of the impact.
Yes.
Okay.
I wanted to make my opinion known that I feel like this is the Hart Foundation, but I also feel like that from the Outsiders came the NWO, and
Yeah.
which is the biggest curveball, the biggest oh my god, the biggest what the hell just happened in wrestling history.
I
Period.
would 100%
Yeah.
agree. Biggest
Period.
moment in wrestling history.
I think if we were going pure wrestling, then it'd be easy, go Davey Boy Smith and Owen Hart or whatever. But that's not everything into it. Obviously, impact and what you do, and like we just said, the Outsiders, as far as the NWO and them, nothing was bigger at the time. I mean, I can't think of anything that was that massive. Like it just changed wrestling and shit. So the Outsiders kind of easily on this one. I mean, honestly.
Oh, I agree. That wasn't my time period, so I was gonna let y'all take care of that one because y'all have a better idea than I do.
Hang on, before we move
Um,
on, can I try to piss off Uncle Slim?
Yeah, go ahead.
sure, yes, absolutely.
Owen's better.
Unrestricted.
Owen's better than Brett.
I've heard that before
Absolutely,
too.
I
absolutely,
I've
100% agree.
had this
absolutely.
argument with plenty of people, and it honestly doesn't piss me off because I mean, like they're both great wrestlers, and like I said, I've had this discussion with a lot of people, and I think if Owen would have lived, I, I, I think he had a better. I don't want to say personality, but I think he had all the traits that Brett had. But I think he was better on the mic. I think he was a better, I don't know, character or whatever. So I could have seen
Mhm.
that if he would have lived and stuff. Obviously, what
Crazy.
happened, but yeah,
Right.
but that doesn't bother me. Yeah, because like I said, I've had this discussion a lot with people too. So yeah, that ain't the
I
first
got
time
you.
I've heard that.
I agree with what you say. I think Owen was a better character. He's better on the mic, but I also think that if Owen would have lived, Owen was a better businessman too. He didn't have the
Yes,
ego that Brett did, and I think that's what sets him apart.
absolutely.
I think that Brett's ego is what hurt him more than anything. I mean, we that's a whole other show, but I just
Yeah,
think that Owen was all around better, all around, like all around. I think he was a better wrestler than Brett. I think he
I
was a
don't know
better
about all that.
character.
Like I said, character,
I mean,
yes. I think better on the mic, yeah. I don't know, wrestling wise, like I could see them being. I would maybe give the edge to Brett or whatever, just a little bit. But like I said, that doesn't bother me. Now, like if you said Shawn Michaels or some shit, then we'd be going to war and shit. But Owen, nah, man, I don't have a problem with that shit.
My thing with Owen is I think Owen and I think Owen and Brett, as far as technical ability, were right on par with each other.
Mm.
I honestly and truthfully think, and this is no dig towards Brett because I'm a Sean fan, but I honestly and truthfully think what set them apart was Owen's athleticism.
I
Owen
agree
was
with.
able to go up to the top rope more.
True,
Owen was
true.
able to do things like kip ups and stuff like that and everything. And, just people don't realize how, it's kind of hard to do if you can't do it. I used to be able to, but, I'd look like a stranded fish trying to do it now. But people don't realize how much of an impact just a kip up can do in a ring. Somebody kips up real quick and hits you like Shawn Michaels kips up, hits you with the sweet chin music out of
always
nowhere.
back to Sean, isn't it?
There's
Shit.
something,
That's
but
all. It
Always,
always does.
honestly and truthfully, I saw a kip up and it was Owen Hart that did it. It was Owen versus the 1-2-3 Kid on Raw, and they had each other in a body bridge, and Owen kipped up, and then they were both almost halfway up at the same time coming up. I was like, that was amazing. You know what I'm saying? And most people probably watched that and didn't even notice it, but I was just like, he had a hip up during a body bridge. That was.
Mhm.
I agree with you, Brox. I think Owen was overall a better performer. Was
I
he
do
a
too.
bigger star? No, but had
No.
time would
Yeah.
have told.
Yeah.
The tragedy is the tragedy, and that's what
Yes.
it took us away. It took Owen away from us for what we could see
Yes,
what he
it
was going
did.
to be. But I've always been an Owen fan more than a Brett fan. But I'm also not an ego fan, and I will always think that Brett's ego was maybe one of the worst in the business. Now I am talking about some stuff behind closed doors that I know about too, so maybe that's my opinion, and I can't really share all that, but that's just my thing.
Right.
Right.
Oh,
You
and
ever
trust me, your opinion is
We won't
very
hold it
valuable,
against you.
sir.
You know what I'm saying?
It
We
is
won't hold it
valuable.
against you. You know what I'm
have
saying?
you ever heard the old adage, don't meet your heroes because they
Yes.
might be
Yes.
assholes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Always.
Okay, that's what I'm going to tell you. That's all I'll say.
Ah, okay.
I've
Okay.
never met no one.
Well, keep it that way.
Yep. That
That's
Hmm.
way
what
you
I'm
can
saying.
enjoy. Go meet the Hardys. Go meet them.
Great guys, great guys.
Oh,
Don't
I
listen
know
to
they
them.
are. That's the reason why they're
Amazing
like
guys.
the only ones that let's Hardy party. They got one coming up here in the next couple
Party,
days
party.
anyway.
What?
No,
They're
they
great
have
guys.
a legitimate thing called a Hardy party.
Sounds
Yeah,
freaky.
yeah.
No, it's really cool. It's cool as shit. I'm telling you. Okay, so let's get back on it. We've got Team Hell No versus The Miz and Morrison. John Morrison.
Oh, this one's tough.
I
Is it?
personally am going to say The Miz and Morrison because they had more of an impact. They still have an impact today. And me personally, I think The Miz now is just one of the greatest workers of all time, personally. Out
I'm
and
gonna
Team
go.
Hell No, they have their own, like we've been going back before, they had their own. Daniel Bryan had his own thing, Kane had his own thing, and it was short lived.
I'm gonna have to go with the Miz and Morrison too. And just because, again, I feel like the whole Daniel Bryan and Kane thing was just a thrown together thing because of a story. And I just think the Miz and Morrison were a better tag team, as you know, and that's what we're evaluating here is who were the better
Right.
tag teams. And as far as chemistry, cohesiveness, and all that stuff, I think they were better.
Yeah, I kind of look at them kind of like the Rock and Sock connection and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just like two stars kind of thrown together. Not really a tag team. I mean, they were a tag team, but not in the true sense to me and shit. This is kind of easy, honestly. Like I said, I mean, I'll go with the Miz.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you guys. It's Miz and Morrison. Hot take. Uh, the Miz belongs on the Mount Rushmore of heels
Thank
in wrestling.
you. Thank you.
Whoa, really?
Thank you.
I
Somebody else
That's
freaking
a
agrees
I
with
that's a hot
me.
take.
I
Whoa.
won't say Mount Rushmore, but I
Ooh,
definitely agree that he is one of the greatest heels of all time. And
really?
I could not
Damn.
stand him when he
100%.
first came in.
Really?
When he first came in, I was like, why is this stupid real world
Hated
star
the
trying to be a
motherfucker.
professional wrestler? But the
Let let's
man
Oh,
came in,
let's
he earned
yes.
everybody's respect, he worked his ass off, and he became what he is today through hard work and proving everybody wrong. I
Let
give it
let me let
hands
me
up
give you
to the
100.
Miz.
let me give you a comparison here, Uncle Slam.
okay. All right. Yeah.
How do you feel about Logan Paul?
I don't like him either. I don't like him
Okay,
either.
hang on, because he's a
What
reality
you think?
star. He's a social media darling. But if you can sit there in that chair, if you can sit there in that chair and tell me he doesn't deserve to be in the wrestling business,
I didn't
then
say
you
that.
are
Like I said,
lying to yourself. Because
no,
I'm
no,
going to
no,
tell you, and
no.
I'm
Because
going to
I've
tell you
seen his
this:
matches and shit. Like I said, so I see
he
what
he
he does.
belongs. He belongs, and everyone hates him. He will go down in history as one of the greatest heels. Mark my words. He's
I
so
don't
gosh darn
know.
athletic. He's so gosh darn good in the ring. And let me tell you this: this is gonna make you hate
He's
him even
easy to
more, Uncle
hate.
Slam. Do you know? Do you know where he learned how to do what he does?
Where?
By the greatest of all time, the most prolific in-ring performer in history. Shawn Michaels took him under his wing and trained him personally.
Yep.
That's
I mean,
why he is who he is. And just like the Miz, this outsider that didn't belong in our world come in and is, to me, another hot take, top 6 greatest ever, not heel, ever. Mount Rushmore of heels, in my opinion. He didn't belong in our world. The Paul Boy's gonna do the same thing. The same thing. He's doing it right now. He's doing it right now. He
We
don't
just
belong in
don't
our
see it
world.
yet because he ain't got that
I
far
can't
yet. Once he
argue
in the
with
years coming, you're gonna see it just like the Miz.
I can't argue with some of the stuff you're saying. I don't know. Like I said, like if I would, like I said, if I put Miz up there as a top heel, like I said, I mean, now Logan Paul, I definitely agree with you. Like I do not like him, and I guess I don't know why. I guess I feel like he's that.
His lack of
He's
respect.
like he came in, he kind of took the shortcut to the top. Maybe he didn't earn it like everybody else. He didn't pay his dues, type of shit. But I definitely, like I said, y'all definitely gave me food for thought. Now I don't agree about the Miz maybe being a top on Mount Rushmore as far as heels. Like I think that we could have a show about that, honestly, about top heels.
Please
But
let me be a part of that.
oh, definitely, oh, definitely, definitely, definitely.
Oh, you're invited
Um,
back anytime.
but I
It's
don't
not
know.
over yet.
Like I
Don't say
said,
that.
I don't know about as far as top heels because I've never been a huge Miz fan. Like I think
I
he,
love
Exactly.
him.
I feel like
Love
he's
him.
kind of the one that he's he's a little bit like opposite of Jake Paul or Logan Paul, whichever one it is. That like he kind of put in the work, took his time and got up there or whatever. I don't know. I guess he put in time. He put in the time or whatever.
I
He didn't
can.
shoot straight to the top. Um, but I was never a big fan of his either. Like I said, I mean, I didn't hate him, but I don't know. He just seemed more comical to me than he did as far as like heel, or I don't know. He seemed more comic relief, I guess, because of his little show or whatever. Um, but I would definitely have to think about the whole heel thing. As far as Logan Paul, like I kind of agree with you on him. Miz, I don't know about that though. Like I said,
The
All the
reason
all the
I
way.
won't say that the Miz is like the greatest worker in the ring, but as far as overall character and everything he's developed the whole Miz persona to be,
yeah,
I have to agree with Brox. He's one of the best because
Okay.
think about it. He not only can step in and main event WrestleMania with John Cena like he has, he can also open WrestleMania as an intercontinental champion like he had. I mean, I'm not saying he's necessarily opened it, but he's been, he has run the gambit. He's a Grand
mm,
Slam
mm,
champion,
Two
okay.
you know.
time, isn't he?
Is
Two-time
he a
Grand Slam
two-time
champion.
Grand Slam
Two
He is.
time
champion?
Grand Slam
He is
champion.
two-time Grand Slam champion.
Yeah.
Here's
That's
And
what I'm
who was
talking
the
about.
original? And who was the original Grand Slam
Oh, don't
champion?
even start
Oh
that.
God, here we go with
Don't
this
even start that.
bullshit.
We're just
hang
wrapping
on.
back into that
He just
situation,
loves to
man.
throw that up
Let
every
me
time we
let me
get a
make 2 quick
chance.
points here. Let me make 2 quick points before we move on.
All right.
Bobby Blaze teaches to be the most versatile person on the card. Go curtain jerk or go make him wait for the main event. If you can do that, you're somebody. The Miz does that, and you just made that
Yes.
point, Mac. Let me go back to Uncle Slam here for just 1 second. The whole time you were talking about the Miz, you were like, I don't know, he was comic relief. He had his little show. I don't know. I just never really liked him. He got paid all that money to make you not like him, and here we are talking about how much you don't like him. That's why he's a
I
damn.
guess you.
That's why he's the Mount Rushmore of heels.
Yes.
Like I said, like I'm not saying he's not a good heel, but I don't know. I feel like I would see like a Jake the Snake on a Mount Rushmore of heels. I would see maybe like a fucking Vince on a Mount Rushmore as far as heels and shit. I don't really see the Miz and that type of category yet. Like I'm not saying he wasn't a good heel, but I don't know. Like he just like when I think of a heel, I think more
I
like a
hated him
Stone
when
Cold or somebody or like who the fuck could I stand back in the day and shit? Maybe a Kurt
$1
Angle
million man.
or yeah, Ted
Kurt.
DiBiase, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe a Brock or somebody like that.
But
I
see,
just
I
I don't
do see him like that
I mean
because
and
as
that's cool, like I
every
said, but
time, Ted DiBiase had that little boy dribbling the ball and he kicked it out, man, I just want to smack him. And it's the same
Also-
way with the Miz for different reasons. He smiles and says something stupid and smart alecky or something, and I just want to smack him the same way I wanted to smack Ted DiBiase, but it's for a whole different reason.
That's a great comparison. Let me give you one more, and then I'll shut the hell up. Everybody hated the $1 Million Man because he bought his way to the top. He had all this money. I mean, even if it was a gimmick, he had all this money to buy what he wanted, right?
Right.
Mhm.
That's the Miz's real life. That dude is that rich. He is married to the supermodel. He's got a mansion. He's had TV shows. He is main evented. He's a curtain
He was
jerk.
already doing well before wrestling.
He was doing all this. He is the modern day $1 Million Man. He has a pretty wife. He has the perfect life with the kids. He has the mansion. He has the best friends. Hey, that's why I'm saying this. And here we are. Miz is still wrestling, and he's had some runs as a babyface with R-Truth and stuff like that. But here we are talking about, is he the greatest heel when we're trying to talk about tag teams? And I know I brought that up, but
yeah. I mean, that's
Sure.
I'm
You're
just
so
saying,
right.
man.
You're
I'm just
right,
saying.
though. We're
But you're
talking
right.
about it.
And see,
You're very right.
He's the type of guy that I don't want to see him as a baby face. It's cool to have like a little 5-minute thing, like with R-Truth, have the awesome truth. But I eventually know that the Miz is going to turn. The Miz is going to go bad again. The Miz is going to be a smart aleck to somebody, and somebody's going to smack him around on his little show, or whatever. But that's what I like about the Miz. I like that I don't like him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then here's the other thing too. Like, what other guy do we know that's a mainstreamer that is a babyface and then he's a heel, and then he's a babyface and then he's heel because he turns his back on people? That would be Kevin Owens. And
I was going to say Kevin Owens or Drew McIntyre, one of the two, and I love Kevin Owens.
I'm not sure. Listen, you know how many times I've been asked if I'm related to Kevin Owens? I swear to God, I've been asked how many times if I'm related to Kevin Owens.
I'm not going to lie to you, Brox. I told my ex-wife and her fiance when they were picking up my daughter on Friday that we were going to have you on the show, and his first response to me was, "Kevin Owens?" I said, "He's that's how he remembers you is Kevin Owens."
I was in a picture. I was in the background of a picture. Jillian Hall took a picture with her daughter. Her daughter trained for just a little bit, had 1 or 2 matches, and there was a picture. And I'm in the background of the picture, and it made it to Reddit. And on Reddit, there was 3 or 4 guys. I was like, "Is that Kevin Owens in the background?" Swear to God, he'd be over there. And I commented as my shoot, and was like, "Yes, it is." But that's what I'm saying. Is like KO does that flippy floppy bullshit, but he got it for the Miz.
No,
I mean,
I agree because I love Kevin Owens as much.
I do like Kevin Owens. I just don't like the Miz.
There's people that are pulling that stuff from the Miz. People are pulling that stuff from the Miz, man. And
I believe the Miz got it from Ric Flair, because I think Ric Flair was that first guy that kind of started that stuff. I'm gonna be friends with Sting, and we're gonna go against Arn Anderson and Brian Pillman. And just like you brought up a couple of weeks ago, Uncle Slam, when Ric Flair got tagged in, he came in strutting, and the next thing you know, he was chopping Sting, and all 3 of them were on Sting. That's the Miz. The Miz is a modern day, and I don't want to relegate him to it, but I kind of at this point he is because of everything that's going on. But he's a modern day, at this point, mid-card Ric Flair. He can work with anybody. He can do, he can adjust to your style. I agree with you, Brox. I think he's one of the best that doesn't get the respect. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, it does make sense why I don't like him, because if he's trained by Shawn Michaels, that would explain a lot of everything right there. So it's just, it makes sense. I knew there was something behind him I didn't like. Okay, problem solved.
Hey. You hate greatness. You hate greatness. It is what it is, man.
You hated greatness.
No.
Damn.
He's a Laker fan. He's behind LeBron right now.
Listen, that is
the Lakers. It's whoever plays for the Lakers. Like I said,
okay, thank God.
Because the Lakers, that's cool.
Thank God, because if I swear to Christ, if I'd have heard something about LeBron being the GOAT over Michael Jordan, I don't
even want to hear that shit. Yeah,
I can't even hear that shit.
People only say that we're born after born after 2000. Like if you were born before then, you're gonna say Mike. Anybody after then is probably gonna be
absolutely
like, LeBron's the greatest. That's more of a generational thing, I think.
Yeah, we see the Boston Celtics Jordan went through them.
Jordan never beat Larry
Oh,
Bird in the playoffs. Larry Bird 6-0
Now here we
against
go.
Jordan in the playoffs.
don't even.
Got this
We're
Celtics
on a
fan over
whole
here
different
like.
topic.
We are. Yeah, that's
Yep,
let's
we're
keep
going to a whole different show.
basketball
Let's
too.
drop it
That's
back in. We got 4 more
We'll have
matches to go.
we'll have you on when we start our sports podcast.
yeah. That's a
Oh, I could
classic
go
one for
all
me.
day too, especially basketball. Whew.
Me too. I'm with you there.
All right,
We
what's the
got 4
next
more
match?
matches in the first round. The next one is the New Age Outlaws versus Rock and Roll Express.
I got to go the rock and roll on this one. As much as I hate to see them still in the
Really?
ring, and I'm sorry, I
What
have
do
to
you?
go the rock
What
and
do you?
roll. As much as I love the New Age Outlaws, I mean, you heard my introduction, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I mean, the Road Dogg and Billy Gunn are probably one of my favorite tag teams of all time. And I would say, when I say one of, probably top 3. And that's just personal tag teams of all time. But I can't put them over the rock and roll.
See, I'm gonna have to go against you on that one because I'm
Me
gonna go with
too.
New Age Outlaws. Like I said, I mean, them motherfuckers are hilarious, and I think they work good as a
Mhm.
tag team. I mean, nothing against yeah. I mean, the other tag team, like them, they had their day, and I think that was fine. But I think they were just brought so much back to the tag team division. Back during the like Attitude Era. I think them with DX was a perfect fit. I think that they, what I'm saying, you had Road Dog on the mic, you had the muscle, with the ass and shit. I think they just worked seamless together, and in just my opinion, like I said, I'm gonna go with them.
My heart hurts here. Um, I've done a 6-man tag one time with Ricky Morton and Kerry Morton, which I know are not the Rock and Roll Express, but Ricky Morton is still the Rock and Roll Express, even without Ricky or
Robert.
Robert. Yeah. So I got to do the 6-man tag with the Morton, the Ricky and Kerry Morton. So my heart belongs to Ricky and Kerry Morton because they're the Rock and Roll Express because they're great. Ricky's an amazing dude. But was in Lexington, Kentucky,
Oh, there's a butt.
a few months ago, wrestling for Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, and Billy Gunn was there, and he was cutting promos for different sponsors. He couldn't remember the names of the places, and I ran and got a piece of paper and was writing down the names of the places and holding them up over the cameraman's head behind the cameraman so Billy Gunn could remember who he was trying to be doing the sponsorships for. And then he signed those for me and gave them back to me
Oh
without
hell
being
yeah!
questioned, without being asked, and he was cool as shit, cool dude in the locker room. He was one of the boys in the locker room. He wasn't the Hall of Famer, arrogant piece of crap that you think he'd be.
That's
All
awesome.
that sways my, and that makes it even for me. The rock and
Right.
roll and Billy, that makes it even for me. But
Okay.
Titan Troy and I, we model Grappling Inc. after DX and what a lot of their shenanigans and what they do. And the Road Dogg is still the WWE doing what he does as a producer. Billy Gunn is 175 years old and still looks like he's 24 and looks like $1 million and can still go.
Yep.
Ricky Morton can too. Ricky Morton's still doing it. Ricky Morton can still go. I was in the ring with him. He can go. I was on his team, thank God, but he can still go. But Billy Gunn still looks the part, bro. DX, New Age Outlaws, they revolutionized. I'm sorry, Jay. I must have pissed Jay off. No, I'm just kidding. It's New Age Outlaws for me, hands down. They were my childhood. They're a staple, a part of the Attitude Era, and when they came in the ring, they had their own thing. They had their own thing, man. I got in trouble for telling people to suck it at school because of DX. So
I
Oh
think
yeah,
everybody
everybody
did.
did. Everybody did.
So
No, I'm gonna have to agree with all of y'all, or with the New Age Outlaws, because we still say the things to this day. We still remember the promos, all of it. I agree with the New Age Outlaws. So we'll put that one because that would
J
be
Max like
3
tricks
on
pretty
1.
good out too?
We
I don't
have some
know.
technical difficulties here. Oh,
Are you guys where you guys out? You guys are out of Lexington area, maybe?
Well, he's in Lancaster, and then he's in Nicholasville, and I'm in Danville.
Okay, I got you.
yeah. But he's usually pretty good about at least staying on. I don't know, but his Wi-Fi is
Yeah, I'm
kind of
really not
spotty.
sure how we're supposed to stop the recording.
Oh, there he
Oh,
goes.
there
Oh,
he is.
y'all are good.
Oh, cool.
What happened to you?
All is well. All is well.
All right.
My
Did you have
daughter
a
is heading
bathroom break or
home.
something?
No, my daughter's heading home, so I had to go make sure the door was unlocked.
Okay.
So while you was absent, it was 3 versus 1 for the New Age Outlaws. I apologize, legend.
I can't hate because, like I said, they're one of my favorites. I mean, like I said, I imitate a lot of. Well, like I said, we were going to come up with a TikTok using their little entrance and everything at one of the
Right.
events and everything. So, I mean, I love the New Age Outlaws. I can't hate. It was just I guess just a longevity historical thing. I mean, they both had great impact, so it's not a bad
Right.
it's not a bad loss or win either way.
So we've got 3 left. We've got the next one is the Road Warriors versus Judgment Day.
Oh, that's not even a contest. That's Road Warriors all day, every day.
What was the two? I'm sorry, I was distracted. What was the two?
No, you're fine. Road Warriors versus Judgment Day.
Road Warriors. We don't need to discuss
He
that.
said Road Warriors straight up.
Road
I mean,
Warriors.
there's not even a discussion about that one. Shit.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Road
Legend.
Warriors.
We all agree on that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Now the next one I want to make a clarification on. The next one we are talking about Shawn Michaels and Triple H, right?
Yes.
What, the
The
DX?
second incarnation.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, it would be the Shawn Michaels Triple H version.
Okay.
So the next one would bring us to D-Generation X, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels, and versus the Steiner brothers.
Oh.
Steiner Brothers.
Oh,
Steiner.
God.
I knew it.
Okay.
You hater.
Steiner
You
Brothers.
hater.
Okay. I love the Steiners, but Sean's getting out of the first round some way, somehow.
Man,
So
nah,
DX
no,
all
bro.
day long.
We're talking
Break
about
it
the
down.
Steiner
Break
Brothers.
it down.
They have won every
Uncles.
belt possible and every possible place there is to win a belt and shit. Like, I mean, they're
But
brothers too.
But they
Oh,
ain't
you gotta
never
pick
got up from a sweet chin.
No, God, no,
Listen.
no.
Here,
The
listen.
Frankensteiner, the fucking DDT from the top rope. Come on, bro. What are you talking
That
about?
shit is
Sean-
amazing. Like,
But
I don't
Sean don't even
understand.
have to touch you. Sean just kicks you in the head. And then when you turn around from it, you got Triple H kicking you for a pedigree.
Oh my God. I just think it'd have been funny. I just think it'd have been funny if he would have said DX, Shawn and Triple H versus the Legend J Mac and the Vampires.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, oh, it's you guys all day long. They don't know how to carry a wrestling jock in the locker room, and sons of bitches. I'm just telling you that's I'm sitting there dying listening to you guys talk about it. I am dying.
It's like this every show. If we come up on a Shawn Michaels or Bret Hart, we automatically are in a beef about who's better. Always.
What's sad is
saying,
neither
like,
one of
this
them
ain't
can
even
carry.
a contest to me. I'm sorry.
It's
Steiner Brothers
not.
all day.
It's not. You're right because neither one of them carry Stone Cold's jock. I'm just going to tell you right now.
Ooh. So,
I mean, Ric Flair did
who
say
are
that
we?
the biggest star ever was Stone Cold.
I'm just saying neither one of them carries Stone Cold's jock. They get out wrestling, but they couldn't carry his jock in the ring. They're better wrestlers. They're better wrestlers. I have no doubt about that. But you're talking about hot, great Stone Cold all day.
The only person that could match the stratospheres that Hogan went to was Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Right.
But, like, wouldn't you put The Rock in there too? I mean, like, ain't he on that level?
I think he would be right underneath because right when his stuff started and he could have really kept going with it and kept going,
he went
to Hollywood.
Well,
Stone Cold got his legs cut out from underneath him.
We got his neck cut out from under him.
Right.
Let me ask you this. So do you think The Rock would have been as good without Stone Cold being there at the same time? Because I don't.
Yes, I do.
I don't.
I don't either.
Because he
I
wouldn't
do.
have had the
He's terrible.
personality to match off Stone Cold. He didn't have the Stone Cold Rock bullshit. Like there was no one else there like that. You know what I'm saying?
I think his mic skills would have been just as good. I think he would have cut funny promos like he did before. I think.
Sure.
I think he. I definitely think they were kind of like the Lakers and the Celtics. They were complete opposites, so they played off each other, and that's what made them kind of great on one point. But I think Stone Cold still would have been a star. I think The Rock still would have been a star and shit. I
I
like
think
either way, honestly.
I think it was the intercontinental rivalry with Stone Cold that elevated The Rock to be able to be looked at as a main event guy, because even when he was breaking, well, not breaking away, but taking over the leadership of the nation, he was still just a mid-card guy that used to be Rocky Maivia. And now he's just changing his persona. But then when he went into that thing with Stone Cold and, all the throwing of the belt in the river and the beeper going off, 316, he turns around.
I did
there,
love
Stone
that.
Cold.
Oh, that was classic. Yeah.
That elevated The Rock. But that was because Stone Cold knew he could work with The Rock. Because The Rock
played off
had
anybody
that
else.
in him. Yes.
It wouldn't have played off anybody else like that. That's what I'm saying. I think Stone Cold could have done that with anybody. He would have been Stone Cold with anybody. But I don't know that the match for The Rock would have been the best. And then like the greatest video package of all time, the My Way video package for the WrestleMania match.
Yes.
No. Anyways, all right, whatever. Okay, so tag teams.
Right.
Tag teams.
We go off a little subject. We got off topic a little bit. But
so
DX or
Steiners?
Steiners?
No, I'm just kidding. I just want to hear Shawn. I want to hear Shawn Michaels' name again.
Yeah, so like everybody's final decision for this one: D Generation X or Steiner Brothers.
Well, yeah, I already said my piece. Go ahead, y'all.
Steiner, you have Steiner Brothers, right?
Steiners. He says
Yeah,
DX.
I got DX.
Okay.
Brothers again versus not blood brothers. Those guys are still right beside of each other's sides today. Shawn and Triple H are as brothers as anybody else. That's a real thing in this business, to have somebody that's a longevity type of brother in his business. Troy's mine. They revolutionized the sport. The Steiner brothers were great. They were a true tag team. But I'm telling you,
I knew there was a butt coming.
All day.
You think you can tell us what to do?
It's the Generation X.
That would hurt right there. Like that hurt more than the Owen and the Bret Hart thing right there. That hurt right there.
Did we?
Because I love the Steiners and shit. I love the Steiners.
I did too, and they've done a lot of great things that nobody done, like the Frankensteiner stuff, and like they did revolutionize, man. I ain't shitting on them, but listen, DX is DX, bro. It's the same. DX was the outsiders. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Come on, it's to me, it's the same thing. Like if you're gonna say the outsiders,
DX was NWO, WWE.
So did DX, right? Did we, ma'am? Did we get your? Did you? Who did you pick?
Me.
I agree with DX. So
DX. Okay, I just want to make sure. Just want to make sure we heard.
That's the only one that really bothered me right there. Was that one? That's the only one that hurt.
No, but I do agree. The Steiner brothers did do a lot. They had a lot. Their technique is just.
I love Dogface Gremlin.
Hey, listen, I'm strategically playing all my picks down here to get the Hart Foundation versus DX. That's what I'm doing. I just want to see that debate. Listen, I can talk all day.
Oh my God, that can happen.
Oh
my God, that can happen.
I want it.
We don't have enough time for all that shit.
So the last match of the first round is the Brothers of Destruction versus Demolition.
Brothers of Destruction.
Me personally, I don't have an opinion because I don't know either one of them very well.
Undertaker.
So I'm gonna let y'all take it.
Brothers of Destruction.
Well, I mean, I didn't watch them together as much. Yeah. I watched more of them like separate.
All day, Brothers of Destruction. Yeah. Actually, I have a really funny. We have a tag team that I trained at the school, and we call them the Brothers of Seduction. And they wear jean shorts to the ring. and Daisy Dukes. They wear Daisy Dukes to the ring, and it's so ironic because they're not seductive at all. And they got long hair.
No,
and,
don't even come at me with that.
I love it.
Oh,
We were all sitting around. They started training. I started training them. We were sitting around bonfire one night, and I looked at them. They both had their hair pulled back and had black glasses on, like black rimmed seeing glasses. And I looked at them like, Jesus Christ, boys, y'all could be brothers. And I was sitting there thinking there might have been an alcohol or two involved, maybe a gummy. And I was like, brothers of seduction is what you guys should be. And I swear to God, that's where it came from. And then we started. I had already been training them to be a tag team, and they have carried gold in a couple places, and they are so good.
I bet it's a good name.
Loverboy Timothy Flowers and Dashing Chris Ringrose, Chris Ringrose is that dude's legit name, by the way, and he's great. Timothy Flowers is great. They're such a good tag team. I'm telling you.
That's great.
Modern day Midnight.
They're so good. They're so good.
Next round.
Legend, Uncle Slam.
Right. Oh, okay.
I got brothers. I got brothers.
I love Demolition. Like I said, man, back in the day, the face paint, the black, all that shit. But I mean, it's Kane the Undertaker, and it's kind of hard to go against them. I mean, yeah, Brothers of Destruction. I mean,
All righty, then that ends the first round. So we've already discussed most of the tag teams, so it shouldn't be too crazy to go through.
yeah.
I don't think, but I'm talking to you guys, so I really don't know what's going to happen.
I always have my wooden spoon to stir some shit. So just so you
Stir some shit up.
As long as it's not the Heart Foundation DX, we'll be fine. We can be civil.
Oh, listen, I will skew my opinion just to see this shit. That's what I will do. I don't even.
You said I'll skew my opinion. All right, so the start of the second round. The first match will be the Dudleys versus Harlem Heat.
God dang it, man. I don't even want to do this.
It's going to get harder, you guys. It's just going to get harder. Just saying.
I got to go with Dudleys. I mean,
I got to go with the Dudleys, too. Even though
I'm going with the Dudleys.
I hate Bubba Ray, but whatever. That's a different story.
I'm going with the Dudleys.
I hate Booker T, too.
I hate Booker T, too, yeah, but, those are other... I watch LFG, so,
I'm going to go with the Dudleys.
Yeah. No disrespect to Harlem Heat, but it's the Dudleys. It's the Dudleys.
Yeah. I think the Dudleys
What about you, Uncle Slam?
Oh, I said the Dudleys right off the
rip.
Yeah.
All right.
They've been everywhere and won gold everywhere they've been.
They've done so much, and we still talk about it. I mean, we're always going to talk about the Dudleys and the Hardys and Edge and Christian as far as TLC matches. Like that is the standard for what we judge what a match as far as TLC
should be.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just easy.
Okay, so I feel like we already know part of this answer, but the next one is the Bar versus the Heart Foundation.
Heart Foundation.
Heart Foundation. Yeah,
Heart Foundation. I agree with it, but
you just want to stir the pot.
And it's crazy though too, because really looking back on it, the Heart Foundation, as far as the Anvil Bret Hart combination, it didn't last that long either. Maybe about 5 or 6 years. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a big. I mean, that's a long time, but it's not. I was gonna say
that's kind of long. I mean, it wasn't like
in wrestling years. Yeah, it is.
Right.
Yeah.
But in you think of some teams that been together, like LOD and stuff, that was together for 25, 30 years and stuff and everything. 5, 6 years, and you make an impact like that. Right.
Yeah. Hey, just from here on out, just put me down for the Heart Foundation all the way to the finals, just so you know.
I can do that.
And D-Generation X on the other side.
Okay.
So
the next one would be the Fabulous Freebirds versus the Street Profits.
Freebirds.
Freebirds.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to put the FF. Okay, so the next one. Okay, so this one is going to get interesting. Ooh, I don't have to tell you my opinion on it. Have you? Are you keeping up with what's going on?
I've just got it through memory. I've just got it through memory. Okay. I'm looking at the bracket, and I just got it through memory.
So
This is a rematch.
Edge and Christian versus the Hardys. I'm gonna say the Hardys, but my reasoning is because
Oh,
they are still tag teaming today. Edge and Christian
oh
have not been
gosh.
tag teaming for quite some time, but the Hardys are tag teaming. They do hold gold. They are still doing the whole tag team thing. If you think about it like that, just forget the whole Jeff Hardy thing for a minute, all right? But they really have been a tag team for a considerable more amount of time than Edge and Christian have.
It's hard to whenever I look over your shoulder and that's all I see is his face.
Well, how can you not? Like, it's the best. Like,
Everything matches up with these guys. They
No,
are
that's
the
what makes it
kings
so
of
hard.
TLC. That family, they're family. Edge and Christian grew up together. They're brothers just as much as Matt and Christian are, or Matt and Jeff are. Everything matches up. I mean, they have right down the middle. Where it gets a little bit off the exit for me, and I lean towards the Hardys, is because you can never say Matt done this or Jeff done this without saying together they done this. Whereas you can say Edge and Christian done this away from each other. If this is a
Yeah.
true tag team debate, or bracketology is 1000% the Hardys, and it's the Hardys as a tag team.
I agree with everything you just said. The only thing where I'm gonna differ a little bit is I'm gonna go with the Vipers as far as longevity and give the Hardys the edge on this. But like you're 100%. I mean, they're like 1A and 1B pretty much when it comes to tag teams and shit.
yeah.
So longevity is the only thing that that separates them, in my opinion. Legend.
And that's kind of what I'm saying
I'm
is
sorry.
like
Go ahead.
it's exactly what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with both of you guys because like if you pull Matt and Hart and Matt and Jeff away from each other and put them in singles, what do they do? But if you pull Edge and Christian away from each other and put them in singles, we can talk about their careers all day long. In a true
Exactly.
tag team debate, it's the Hardys.
Yeah.
As much as this is going to hurt my soul to give the Hardys a unanimous decision, I got to go with the Hardys.
She'd
Well, you
already
Same
have
written it
to.
down.
reason.
It
You
don't
just can't
matter.
not.
Same
She'd already written it
reason.
Yeah.
down.
See, that's
She'd
where
already
we're
written
going
it.
to have a problem in a minute.
But
She'd
yeah,
already
Because
written
I
it down.
have a feeling I'm going to quit the podcast. No, I'm just joking.
Oh shit.
I'm just fucking with you. All
all
right.
righty.
So the next side would be the Midnight Express versus APA.
Oh, God. See, I've got to go with the Express again, just for the simple fact that you've got the man with the plan outside the ring. Basically, what I call WCW NWA version of Bobby the Brain Heenan, Jim Cornette. I mean, he was just great. When I think of great managers, there's Heyman, Cornette,
Yeah.
and Heenan. Those are the three
Hmm.
that pop out my mind first. So I'm going with the Express because they had that on the outside. And just for the fact that I've seen the Midnight Express beat Doom before, which was half of Ron Simmons. So
I agree. Midnight Express. It's not.
I want to go APA, but I'm kind of gotta agree with y'all on the just because I now like if it was real life and they were going against each other, of course the APA would just beat the dog shit out of them. But this is wrestling, so yeah. I mean, I guess I got to go with them. Yeah, but I
so
love APA. Like I mean,
I do too.
I did
they're
too.
hilarious, and shit.
I did
Especially
too.
just the door standing
No.
there, nothing else around.
Ron Simmons to me was always like, I looked at Ron Simmons in WCW when he won the world championship. I thought about it, and to me, he was the original Rock as far as the people's champion. He wasn't, it wasn't considered a great run as a champion as far as money making or anything,
Mm.
but everybody in the South wanted Ron Simmons as champion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was just
Yeah,
it was just the way WCW promoted crap back then. You know what I'm saying? And it
yeah.
just
Mm-hmm.
but to me, he was the original people's champion as far as
Mm-hmm.
that moniker goes.
Well, like Bradshaw and Ron Simmons were also Vince's like enforcers or like hitmen and shit
Oh
too.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
All right, who we got next?
The Outsiders versus the Miz and Morrison.
Hey yo,
Outsiders.
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 Yep.
Yep.
All right.
hey yo,
On that
Piper.
Mount Rushmore of hills that Miz is on, right next to him is Scott Hall.
Oh, Scott Hall.
True
I
that.
wish to
True that.
God,
I agree.
I wish that somebody would have, after Scott Hall got sober, I wish somebody would have given him a job in creative. That man, him, Jake the Snake Roberts, there is no and Mick Foley. There's no reason why those three men should not be working as a creative team somewhere. I think those are three of the best minds in wrestling.
So the next one would be New Age Outlaws versus the Road Warriors.
Road Warriors.
Road Warriors.
I agree with that. Road Warriors.
I'm DX, but I'm okay.
He was DX.
I'm DX.
All right.
Well, see,
He's
that's my
trying to
thing.
get it there.
I think
He's
New Age
trying.
Outlaws too.
Wait.
I agree
New
with
Age
you.
Outlaws. That was New Age Outlaws. I wasn't trying to get there. That's New Age Outlaws.
Yeah.
I'm sticking to my Billy Gunn and Road Dogg thing. I mean, but I don't hate your all's pick. I could be persuaded, but I'm a New Age guy.
So what are we 50-50 on that one?
I'm Road Warriors.
No, I'm Road Warriors on that.
What are you? What are you?
I was New Age Outlaws.
Oh, we are
we
50-50.
50-50.
Oh, we're gonna pull up the trusty quarter again.
Come on, LOD. Come on, LOD.
No.
Who was
Road
on
Warriors,
top?
Whatever you want to call yourself.
The top was New Age Outlaws.
So heads is Outlaws, tails is the Warriors, and we got, if I can see it, tails.
Fuck.
What is it?
Tails.
Road Warriors. It's going to be Road Warriors.
I didn't see it. Bunch of bullshit.
That's what I said.
Talk about the screw job. Talk about the screw job.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I can get Uncle Slam on my side. That's Shawn Michaels screw job right there, Uncle Slam. We got screwed, bro.
Hey, man, that's an honest face right there. What are you talking about, man? That man looks honest to me.
He looks honest as shit. He looks honest as shit. Hang on, you're right. J Mac, who's the greatest of all time? Who's the greatest of all time, J Mac? You so honest. Who's the greatest of all time?
Do you want my personal opinion or my honest
Who's
opinion?
the best in-ring performer ever? Tell me.
In my personal opinion, it's Shawn Michaels.
Okay, stop. Time out. That's an honest man right there, Uncle Slam. That's what you just said. Now you tell me if you agree with what he just said.
Hey, he's allowed to be wrong. Hey,
He's still allowed to be wrong.
He's still allowed to be wrong. Nothing wrong with that. I'll let him be wrong all day.
Honest. Yeah.
I mean, this
is the headlocks, heels, and havoc screw job right here is what I feel like. Whatever it is.
The last match of I guess this would be the third round, is DX versus Brothers of Destruction. DX all day.
Brothers of Destruction.
DX.
DX got it.
It's DX. I mean, they somebody has to.
I don't know. Which one are we talking about? Are we talking about Shawn Michaels?
Shawn and Triple H.
Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
Okay. Nah, hell, that should have been Brothers of Destruction.
Specifically.
That's on his face right there.
And like I said, he's delusional sometimes. I mean, he has moments. I mean, hell, we all do.
Man.
Sometimes.
Uncle Slam may have a tough time getting his team past this one.
I don't know what we're going to do about this one because this one's going to go off the rails. The Dudleys, it's not for me. The Dudleys versus the Hart Foundation.
That is hard, but it's hard, but it's easy at the same time. My heart says Hart Foundation, but the real answer is going to be the Dudleys. As much as I love the Hart Foundation, the Dudleys are the Dudleys. I mean, their resume speaks for themselves. I mean, I don't even have to say anything about
It's
them.
the Dudleys. I agree.
I have to agree with the Dudleys, and the reason I'm going to go with the Dudleys in this situation, because I'm going to admit something right here that I never want to be repeated other than through the social media platforms that we're going to post this on. the Hart Foundation originally was one of my favorite tag teams.
We got that on video. You heard that.
But
All heard that.
as
We will
far
put
as
that
like,
and tag it and
now
put
I
it
know it's
everywhere.
your job.
as
Now I know
far
it's
as
your job.
in-ring performers, I got to admit that Bubba and Devon both in-ring outshine Jim Neidhart.
Yeah.
He was a powerhouse. You know, he was good for, you know, a few moves. He wasn't going to give you a technical match and everything, a 15, 20-minute, 30-minute match.
No, he was the power, you know.
Right. So, I mean, to me, just their athleticism, you know, would gas him out too quick to where, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, if you're looking at it really objectively, the Dudleys are just way more athletic and better all around than half of that other team. So,
Yeah, because I can't even think like if they ever even had a tables match or anything
oh,
of the
no,
sort back in the day. Yeah,
I
that's what
think
I'm
the most
saying. So,
hardcore
wasn't.
thing that happened was the Nasty Boys hit one of them in the head with a helmet, and that was about it.
well, yeah, so yeah, Dudley's on that. That was kind of easy, honestly. Like I
So
said,
unanimous for everybody. The Dudleys.
Yes, ma'am.
Okie dokie. The next one would be the Fabulous Freebird, versus the Hardys. You know my opinion.
Ooh, I'm about to piss
You
her
know my opinion.
off.
I want to hear everybody else's first.
Well, this may be a
Somebody send this to
50-50
Matt and
vote.
Jeff, by the way.
Oh,
This may be a
this is
50-50
tough one.
vote because I'm going
This-
with the man that wears the hat like mine now, Mr. P.S. Hayes and the Freebirds.
Oh man,
Uh,
go ahead, Uncle Slam.
I'm gonna go Hardy's on this one. Like I said, I mean, I don't think it's that hard. Like I said, to me, in my opinion, I'm just gonna say Hardy Boys.
Well, it's 2-1, and I guess I'm the guy that either has to piss off the lady of the podcast or the yeah. Let's see here.
You're gonna say.
Where's my spoon so I can stir this shit up? This one's this one's really tough for me. It really, really is. All the things we said about the Fabulous Freebirds putting people on the map, what they do now, and then the Hardy Boys doing the same thing with TLC and being who they are. It's the Hardys. It's the Hardys for me. It's the Hardys.
Okay.
It's the Hardys. It's the Hardys. Without them, I can dry my hands. I'm just saying. I just, there's no way I could do it.
Absolutely.
I know, man. Good
Absolutely.
Lord.
We'd all be walking around with wet hands all the time.
That's what I'm saying, man.
When I wake up and my hands are tingly, I always get out of
When
the
they're
bed.
sweaty, you can just dry them off that way too.
Get some feeling back in
the same again. Like I said,
get a stinger.
Once I see one of those, yeah.
Go to a public restroom and see somebody doing this.
I'll be like, "Oh, you're a Hardy's fan, yeah? Okay, I know."
Okay, all right, bet.
I just can't see this. Wait to see the video with somebody with Uncle Slam with somebody in a sharpshooter in the bathroom because they drown their hands.
Oh, I would.
That's so funny.
Oh, I know how to put it on too.
I kind of wish I still had my long hair because I'd go to work because we got those hair hand dryers that you can still turn upwards. I'd sit there and put my phone up and film it blowing my hair and me sitting there drying.
That's too much. The next one would have to be the Midnight Express and versus the Outsiders.
Oh, I'm gonna go Midnight.
Ooh. I'm gonna go Outsiders on this one.
I'm going Outsiders. Yeah.
It's hard because that's
I had instant regret. I had buyer's remorse immediately as soon as it came out of my mouth.
Well, I was going to say the Midnight Express over the Outsiders. So that would put it as a tie. That would put it as a tie. Yeah. So we have
I'm
to.
okay with the flip because I'm torn either way. So I'm okay with the flip.
Okay. So the heads would be Midnight Express. Tails would be the Outsiders.
And I now have marked the coin with a black dot on heads.
Doesn't mean we can see the flip though. I'm just saying bullshit.
Well, if I flip it, not drop it.
No, he's
Of
on
course.
camera. Look at that.
You can't
All
flip a
right.
coin?
It is heads. I don't know if that's how I dropped it. It was heads.
The Midnight
What was-
Express.
Midnight one.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. I ain't mad at it.
I wouldn't have been mad at either one of those either.
Mm.
So
I'm
the
okay
last
with
one
it.
of this round is the Road Warriors versus DX.
Road
DX.
Warriors. Road Warriors.
Break it
Oh
down.
my God.
Yeah, I'm gonna
He's
say
killing
DX
me.
too,
He's killing
dude.
me.
Yes,
He's
yes.
killing me.
Oh, so
All
are we
right.
saying that Shawn Michaels has officially made it further into this tournament than Bret Hart
Oh
did?
my.
I just
He
want to
kinda
clarify
did.
that. So I don't
It was
care if
from
Shawn
it's from
Michaels
this
loses
round,
in
yeah.
the next round.
And are we saying that it happened and there was a little bit of a screw job during this
I
I
don't-
think it
I
was.
don't-
That's what
I
I
know
got a feeling.
nothing
That's
about
what I feel
nothing.
like. That's what I feel like. This is like the Sunday screw job. That's what
I
I
told you.
hear. That's what
I told you. I'm
A
just here to
Sunday
stir shit
screw
up.
job.
I'm just here to stir shit up, man. That's all I'm here for.
that's what I feel. Man, whew. I don't know which hurt worse, the
Oh,
Stoddard brothers or the LOD ones. Man, y'all
this
just
one's
shitting on
going to
my
be
childhood
interesting.
over here. God.
Okay, so here's where shit is getting ready to hit the fan big time. We've got the last two rounds. The
Yes.
first match, there's only two matches in this round. The first one is the Dudleys versus the Hardys, and I absolutely despise Bubba Ray. Did not even have anything to do with
Yeah.
Matt or Jeff. I despise Bubba Ray as a person, and I cannot stand him. And so I will always say anybody above the Dudleys at this point.
Tell us how you feel.
Yeah,
I'm
don't.
just saying, come at me, Bubba. I don't care. I'll tell you like it is.
I feel like you're closed up a little bit. I don't feel like you're actually letting out how you truly feel about anything. So I think we can
Oh,
get
if you
that.
really want to know, let's get Bubba on here. I'll tell him like it is. I can't.
oh God.
I cannot stand his mentality.
This is definitely tough. I'm gonna go Dudley boys, but it's really close on this one. Honestly, like I said.
So to put the first team in the finals, I'm going to go to the Dudleys too.
Hang
What
on.
the fuck?
You don't put them in the finals yet because I still hold that time.
Well, I'm
If
saying,
I said the Hardys.
right. I'm just
I
saying
said the
in
Hardys
general.
went to flip a coin. So
Right. I'm just saying, in my opinion.
don't count your tables before they're broken. So let's
That right there, or ladders.
so let's go ahead and do that. And let me say it's the Dudleys. Fuck the Hardys. It's the Dudleys all day long. Come on,
Fuck
man.
all
It's the
y'all.
Dudleys
Fuck all
day,
y'all. That's all I
boys.
gotta
It's the
say.
Dudleys.
Like, how do you
It's
even
the
compare?
Dudleys.
The Hardys are still here today. They have more titles than the Dudleys. The Dudleys are pretty much irrelevant at this point. The only thing they
I
do
thought
is
the Dudleys had more
LFD.
titles. Don't the Dudleys have more
No,
tag
they
team
don't.
titles?
Not at this point. Not anymore. They don't. The Hardys are up by one at this point.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
just have to go with the Dudleys because the Dudleys were, and like you were touching on earlier, Brox, the whole hardcore death match type match is an art of its own. And ECW had its place and time in wrestling. I don't think it was sustainable because of that was pretty much the style of every match. And storytelling, like you said, is the main part of wrestling. So in that, I have to give it to the Dudleys because they are so evenly matched in titles. I have to give it to the Dudleys because the Dudleys were part of more of a cultural impact with ECW than the Hardy Boys were.
Well, and I agree with that, but there's something to be said. And all jokes aside, for me, it's
And that's not taking anything away from the Hardys.
no,
They're
not
great.
at all. Like the Hardys, like I honestly, if they've been most any other team on that side of the bracket or not the Dudleys, I feel like I'd have been with the Hardys. But that type of wrestling didn't survive. ECW didn't survive for a reason, but the Dudleys did.
Yes.
But the Dudleys did. They was able to take their
For
style of
a
wrestling.
short period of time.
Hang on.
Not for very long.
Well, to be fair, the Hardys would have been around longer if Jeff would have spent a little less time in rehab. So if we want to go down that road, we can. But
Very true.
the Dudleys, their style of wrestling converted over. The Hardys adapted to the extreme style because of the matches with the Dudleys and Edge and Christian. They adapted that. They earned Team Extreme because of the matches they had with the guys like the Dudleys, right?
The Dudleys were the
Dudleys
ones who
brought that-
orchestrated those matches
The
because
Dudleys
they
brought
knew
that
that
to the
style.
WWE. The Dudleys brought that, and they made it their own in the WWE. On top of this, the Dudleys, no matter where they went to, starting low on the totem pole in the independents, which they weren't really together. It was ECC, but I think they done a little bit of. I think they done some stuff outside of ECC as a tag team before they got to ECC. Everywhere they went, they have been more relevant than everywhere that the Hardy Boys have went. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I think the Hardy Boys have the titles they have right now because they can still get in the ring and go, and because of the name they built in the past. That's just my opinion. Like they're not pulling like they used to. I don't hate the Hardys by any stretch of the imagination. I met Jeff. He was really cool. And they were part of my childhood. But for the Dudleys to go from beating the snot out of each other with jagged weapons and translate that into a whole mode in WWE and pulling the Hardys up to their level and creating Team Extreme basically for them, that's where I think put the Dudleys up just a little more. That's the only thing for me. Their stuff translated better than the Hardys. That's it.
No, I understand it. I just think it's wrong, but that's okay. That's okay.
That's all right.
No, but I agree with some of what you all are saying. I really do. I just go back to the fact that of the law, and I do agree with the whole drug situation too, because I get how hard it is to get off that, and it just screwed up everything in the middle of their career, both of their careers, not just Jeff's, but Matt and Jeff's.
Right.
But the longevity of it is my thing, and like they are still more. I feel like they're more relevant today than the Dudleys are.
I think they're
personally
helping TNA and that division by being who they are and having those titles. Again, they're bringing some prestige to those titles because the Hardy Boys are holding those titles. So it means something to win.
Right. And I think it's fair to say that they're more relevant today than the Dudleys are, but it's because the Dudleys are older and they are not wrestling anymore. Right.
I don't think they're older by much.
Well, I understand that, but it's they're more relevant because they're more in the spotlight. It's just like saying LeBron James is more relevant than Larry Bird. Well, it's because he's still playing. I don't necessarily believe I don't necessarily believe LeBron's better than Larry Bird, but LeBron's more relevant because he's on a TV show. He's on a TV every night. He's, what I'm saying?
All the time.
So I just, like I said, I really could go, like, if this was a tie and we could have flipped a coin, I wouldn't
really go all day long.
Yeah.
Right. It's one of those that it's not a bad choice either way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So the next one would be the Midnight Express versus DX. My marker stopped working.
Gosh.
After the Hardys wouldn't put it on there no more, her marker stopped working all of a sudden.
I was trying to change. I'm trying to change colors, and my brand new black marker I just bought this morning doesn't work. So now I had to switch to my Sharpie.
But
yeah, it's ironic how I can't write the Dudleys on there over top the Hardys. My marker just stops working because I can't write the Dudleys. Oh my god!
Divine intervention.
Yeah,
it's a sign from the wrestling gods. Y'all are wrong, and she's right.
Yeah, that's not what.
Man, the Midnight versus DX. That's my gosh. That's
I'm gonna personally have to say DX. So I'll just throw that out there.
I'm gonna ponder on this one for a second. Let somebody else take this one because this ain't
that hard, buddy.
I know it ain't that hard for you.
Obviously, and I'm not being petty because that's not what I do. You know what I'm saying?
We all being petty today. Just be petty. It's okay.
Midnight Express, like I said, I just feel like they had more impact. Shawn and Triple H were all right, but if I'm gonna go a real tag team, I'm gonna go Midnight Express. So that's just my choice.
Okay. Damn.
So hard.
It isn't. It isn't. It hurts my soul more than anything.
Yes.
If we're really trying to get down to brass tacks here, and say, listen, these are tag teams, hands down. There and I saved this point. I saved this point for this, and I probably should save it for the championship round, but I'm going to say it now because I'm going to put them in the championship round. The Midnight Express are in the WWE Hall of Fame. Tell me how many WWE matches they had.
0.
Exactly.
That's
why it's the Midnight Express for me. The Midnight Express never had a WWE match. Never. The Midnight Express never had a WWE match. And they're in
new Midnight
WWE Hall of
Express.
Fame.
The new Midnight Express, Bob Holly, and I can't remember who the other one was, were in the WWE when they had that NWA invasion.
Yes.
But the actual Midnight Express never wrestled for the
Robert
WWE.
and Ricky never wrestled a WWE match, and them sons of bitches are in the WWE Hall of Fame.
That's
you
insane.
That's how great they are.
Somebody else that never wrestled in the freaking WWE, and there's probably a few out there. If you take away the celebrity wing, which is fucking stupid. Tell me somebody else that is a tag team that's been around as long as they have been, and I'm telling you, Ricky's still going. Almost a year ago, just barely a year ago, I was in a match with Ricky and Kerry Morton in Catlettsburg, Kentucky, my actual hometown.
Oh my God! Don't even drop that name.
I also heard that you know about. I live in Ironton now. I'm from Catlettsburg, so I got you, girl. So I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm from Ashland. So
a year ago, in my hometown, 15, 20 minutes down the road, in a ring with Ricky Morton, the boy could still go. Robert, not so much, but they never wrestled in WWE. But they got them rings that say they are in the Hall of Fame of that same place.
That's wild.
DX is in the Hall of Fame too. They're in the Hall of Fame too. They're in the Hall of Fame individually, and they're in the Hall of Fame as a faction.
But they never wrestled in WCW and never wrestled in the NWA.
Who gives a shit about the WCW Hall of Fame because they ain't one.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's the Midnight Express for me. Midnight Express.
Okay.
I have to agree for all the same reasons. They are just, if you want to learn tag team wrestling, you go back and watch how the Midnight Express do it. Bobby Eaton, again, Condrey and Eaton, Lane and Eaton, whatever combination you want to do, they just knew tag team wrestling, and they were the best at it.
So that puts us down to the final round, and it definitely didn't go the way I thought it would. I thought it would go especially on this side.
Did you pick Uncle Slam?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know. Who did you pick?
Yeah, Midnight Express.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the Dudleys versus the Midnight Express.
To crown the Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc Fantasy Tag Team greatest team of all time. Our own little first? Crockett Cup, if you will.
Yeah.
As Dusty Rhodes would say, if you will.
If you're asking me, I'm going to have to go Dudleys on this one. Like, as much as I love the Midnight Express, and they are epitomized tag teams, as far as the quintessential. It's just hard to go against the Dudley Boys. Like I said, I mean, the longevity, the great matches. Like he said, there wasn't a promotion that they didn't go to that they didn't win gold. Their impact on the sport, as far as still talking about certain matches and shit. I would have to and this is, like I said, just my opinion. I would have to go with the Dudleys on this.
Vipers.
She hates the Dudleys, so she don't want to say it, but
yeah, I'm not going to say the Dudleys. I cannot allow the Dudleys to make it to the end. I can't. Won't do it. So it's going to be the Midnight Express. Straight up, all day, every day. Because I can't. No, I can't. I just can't do it. I literally, the words will not form in my mouth.
Brox, I'll hand it over to you, sir.
Well, as a guest, I feel like I should go last.
Well, we'll let you go last.
I agree.
I want to start some shit.
He said, I want to stir some shit.
Hey, that's all right. Well, what does Eric Bischoff say? Controversy creates cash.
Mhm.
Man, this is hard. This is really hard, but I got to go with greatness. And as great as the Dudleys are, and as great as they are as far as cohesiveness, knowing each other in that ring, I just the reason I am going to hand it off to the Midnight Express is because of the fact that even though the Dudleys knew each other as good as they did, I'm going to go back to the point that they were together their entire careers as far as the tag team part. It was Condrey and Bobby Eaton to start. Condrey left. Stan Lane came in. So that could have changed the entire dynamic of whether or not that was a good tag team or not. It could have fallen flat on its face, and it didn't even lose steam.
Mhm.
It was just switch up a little bit, and it was like they knew nothing changed. It was like Stan Lane had been there the whole time. So I have to give it over to the Midnight because of the fact that they had that mountain to climb of changing teammates in the middle of the run and still having the same effect afterwards.
Right.
Okay.
So we are Uncle Slam, Dudley's,
Mm-hmm.
J Mac, and Viper. I can't think today. Um, are the Midnight Express correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's 2-1 right now.
I
We supposed to stir some shit.
I agree.
I
I
like the laugh. He's
agree.
like,
I agree with all the points that you made just now, J Mac. That there was a lot of controversy in the fact that they had to continue to find someone to replace this person, and they were able to not lose steam. But in the grand scheme of tag teams, cohesiveness to where no one leaves. My brother's keeper. I go to every promotion and I win gold. We win gold. We revolutionize a style of wrestling and turn it into a story and not just about making someone bleed. We are 1/3 of the godfathers of TLC, which we all love still to this day. And in a world where at that time and where we're at now, and this is all serious, man. I'm not trying to be funny at all right now.
Right.
The world that we lived in then and a world that we still live in now, where there's so much tension between what race you are and who you are and what you believe in and all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
The Dudleys have always stayed next to each other in a world that says we really can't in a world we don't really cohesive really well with other people. There's always
Right.
some bullshit going on where we can't get along as a human race opposed to just a race, and that's freaking stupid to me. It's a hot topic for me. Sorry. So for the Dudleys to back then, where it was even harder to be a tag team, and the things that they've had to go through, to me, it's the Dudleys. Because if they could still go and get in a ring right now, they would still be the Dudleys. They are Hall of Famers, just as the other team is. But I feel like they have persevered through more because they stayed together more so than having to find new tag people to be with. They were Bubba Ray Dudley had never wrestled a friggin' match in his first, basically in his first match ever, right? Yep. They went out there and stuttered literally their way through the Indies and through ECC. I'm just and a personal for me, getting to meet Devon Dudley, work with him all day long, and then go to a locker with him that night because we had like a WrestleCon thing where he was signing autographs, and I was his guy. I was assigned to him to take money, take pictures, whatever I needed to do, because we do that stuff around here when we bring people in, and then our school will assign people. I got to work with Devon Dudley all day long, and I got the funniest story with Devon. I'm not sure it's air appropriate, but I got the greatest story. To go to the locker room that night and say, "Here's some videos of me and my tag team partner," and him to offer, and he even said it. Would you guys care if I gave you some advice? It wasn't, "I'm a Hall of Famer, shut the fuck up and listen to me." It was, "Do you care if I give you some advice?" To two guys that have been in the league or in the business for next to no time at that point, to give it to us and just want to pay it forward.
Right.
I'm biased. To come through the bull crap they've had to come through, to say the hell with all the bull crap that's going on, because I'm telling you, if they were still could wrestle, they'd still be a tag team.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You know how it is now, guys. I hate to turn this political, or I hate to turn this racial, or I hate to turn this religious, but no one can get along with anybody anymore because of views about, and it's bullshit. These two guys made it work their whole career, right? They never talk shit about each other. They are each other's family.
Yep.
All that goes into, to me, for me, tag team. It's the Dudleys. It's always been the Dudleys. I knew when I saw the Dudleys on the list, it was going to be the Dudleys for me. I have a little bias because of Devon. But Bubba Ray, he is who he is. He's brash. But it's a tag team. It's Dudleys for me.
So that puts it actually as a tie, y'all.
As a tie. But before we flip, I want to say I never thought about that, aspect of it, of them being a mixed race tag team and, having to deal with, that part of it. It just never, I never thought about that aspect of it and everything, but I'm sure there were a lot of people, on both sides of the aisle that were like, why?
Right.
Why can't you just do this? But,
Exactly.
it's
unheard
I
of.
agree
It was unheard of. It was unheard of. It really was.
They
It was unheard of.
stuck beside each other regardless of anything.
It's 2025. In 2022, I was at a show in Boyd County, Kentucky, Ashland, Kentucky, and one of my favorite people in this business, if you guys don't know who he is, Dylan McQueen. I don't know if you guys have heard of Dylan McQueen.
No.
Dylan McQueen is amazing. Dylan McQueen is openly gay. That is his gimmick as well. But Dylan McQueen is an amazing ring talent. Dylan McQueen is an amazing human. And in 2022, in Ashland, Kentucky, I'm sitting at my merch table, and Dylan McQueen walks, around or beside mine to get to his. And there's an 11-year-old kid that started shouting out homophobic slurs out at Dylan McQueen. And I'm like, this is 2022, guys. Shut the fuck up. That shit doesn't matter again. So when he takes that stuff like into consideration, you still hear that stuff about everything. Right. You think about going back to what they had to go through to get to where they're at, and how they stuck beside of each other, and how they still stick beside of each other. You know what I'm saying? And again, the bias for me with Devon being one of the kindest humans I've ever met in my life. One of the kindest humans. But to go out there and dorky glasses, screaming at each other to get tables, and just they made it their own. They made it their own, and it's the Dudleys for me.
Well, and that's the thing. When they called each other Brother Devon and Brother Bubba, it wasn't just a gimmick.
No,
they're brothers. Nothing else matters. You've got my back, I got your back, and that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it is. You opened up my eyes on that. It is a true testament to their longevity and stuff, and of what they accomplished together. Because, like you said, I'm sure they heard all kinds. The racial slurs, the slurs, period, of any kind coming from fans and everything that Devon may have had to deal with. Bubba Ray, wrestling in smaller towns where there's white racist people asking him why, this, that, and the other. It like you said, it really is a true testament, and I'm glad you made that point of the longevity, the camaraderie, and everything that went on between them two, because they did not let anything that was going on in society or politically, anything, affect the fact that we're brothers.
Right.
I'm saying? You got your opinions, I got my opinions, but that don't mean that we can't love each other and take care of each other and be friends.
Right. And let me make this one point here. This is something I took into consideration. With almost every tag team that we've done, I took this into consideration because a lot of them were in different eras. So while we were talking about this, I'm thinking, can I take this tag team out of their era and put it in that tag team's era and switch them and see if they would be as successful?
Yes.
That's something I took into consideration with every single thing we've done here. Okay. In this instance, if you take the Dudleys and put them in the other era, their road is even harder.
Yes.
It's even harder than it was when they came up.
Yes.
And I don't feel like it would have broke them up. I don't feel like I feel like they'd have done exactly what they done. I feel like they would have been able to take that style of wrestling and make it tell stories and make it make sense.
I feel
really
like a promotion would have tried to break them up before they would have tried to break
exactly.
each other up.
And I'm not saying that the Midnight Express couldn't excel in the Extreme Attitude Era, but I think they would have struggled more than the Dudleys would have in their era. I really do.
I think the Midnight would have been successful, but I don't think they would have been successful the way they were back then. But I think a lot of that has to do with the fact, too, that wrestling back then was more just in-ring focused. You know what I'm saying? Let's do a little interview, but, it was 5 feet away from the ring and, blah, 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 things like that. Now it's more of a big production and even, I don't see Bobby Eaton or Stan Lane, and I can't recall in my mind just off the cusp like that, a promo that they delivered that was great. But I always remember Jim Cornette speaking for them.
Right.
So it would have been one of those teams that had to have a mouthpiece with them.
Right.
So I do see what you're saying. One translates back better than the other one translates forward.
The Midnight Express in their era, what the Dudleys done, they had never seen it. So they'd been like, oh my gosh, our minds are blown. But like with the Dudleys, the Midnight Express is doing what the Dudleys are doing. People are like, oh, it's just another Barry Horowitz and Marty Jannetty type of tag team or whatever, and not shit on those guys, but I'm just talking about this run of the mill tag team. And then here's my materialistic weasel opinion of it too. Have you ever seen that picture of Stacy Kubler with them tag team belts when they carried them? I'm just saying. The one that she had it covered here. I'm just saying. That's an Attitude Era guy. Beat that Midnight Express. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, if I had 2 belts, I would take the same picture. So I'm just saying.
I would rather see
I'm just saying. If I had 2 belts, I'd do the same thing.
I'd rather see that than 2 men that call themselves sweet and beautiful.
I'm asking for a friend. His name's Titan. I mean, you looking for a manager's job? I'm just kidding. We have tag belts.
All right. Well, we will get to this flip to see, because I think we're still divided, aren't we? We got 2 Midnight, 2 Dudleys. All right. Well, here's the flip. I'm going to try to get this caught on camera.
Yeah, you're going to have to.
Oh, man. This.
Don't even say it. Don't even say the shit.
See my hand? There you go.
What?
Don't drop it. Heads it is.
What was heads?
Bullshit. That's all
Express.
bullshit.
No, Dudley's won.
It's
won.
the Dudley.
Yeah,
yes, it is the Dudleys.
As they should.
Yeah,
exactly.
I agree. After the talking points and everything, I agree with it. They definitely do translate better backwards than the Midnight translates forward, and that's not taking anything away from the Midnight.
And I think that's a fair way to do it, honestly, because if you going back to the Jordan LeBron debate, you hear that all the time. Like if you take LeBron out and put him in Jordan's era and LeBron's era, you hear that with across the board. Like you talk about like could Barry Sanders rush like he did today then. And you just hear those debates, and I think it's just as translatable in wrestling.
Oh yeah,
because like Hogan was, he was revolutionary because no one ever seen a 6'7", monster back then. Andre the Giant was revolutionary because no one's seen that guy that size. If you put Andre the Giant in today's world, the Great Khali and Omos and all these guys,
Big Show.
Giant Gonzalez, you've seen these guys, and guys like the Big Show could work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see these big guys that can actually work. So I feel like you gotta twist it. Because if you're saying the greatest of all time, the GOATs of sports, you have to see where they would translate in different eras. I just feel like that's fair, and that's how I approach things. May not be right, but it's just how I approach things.
I agree with that approach. You know, I mean, I didn't do that, but you know, in any future episodes, I will definitely take that approach because you know it's more objective that way.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know you get a broader picture. You know, would this go over back then? Would that go over today? You know, and we've talked about that so much too about you know just promos and stuff that people have you know done. You know, like the Harley race when Ron Simmons, when he was telling him to get his bags and carry him for him, I'm like, man, that just wouldn't fly today, you know. And I
Right.
mean, you can't, you know, so it's you got to be able to look at things, different eras, transplant things, and see where it would fit and if it would fit.
Also, to not pull this scab off again, but like in the Hart Michaels debate here, I feel like when I honestly like if you switch those eras, like they were in the same era together, right? But you put them in today's era, I feel like they're just as successful. That's what makes them great. I feel like Sean would have rose to the occasion, and that is clearly the case because he's running NXT. So he would have rose to the occasion. His mind is what's running NXT, and it's a great product, right? So he would have rose to the occasion in what we need today. But Brett would have too, because Brett would have went out there and done what he does on a scale that matches today's energy. Like he went out there and had an Iron Man match with Stone Cold. That was to me one of the greatest of all, one of the best matches I've ever watched in my life. It was one of the greatest matches. And there was no Shawn Michaels about it. There was no Shawn Michaels about it. But that would happen today. That would be the same thing today. You could do that same match and it would be over as shit. Just like if you go with Shawn Michaels and Triple H, when Shawn Michaels came back and had a pair of jeans on and they beat the shit out of each other, he rose to the occasion. He Shawn Michaels the shit out of that match. That would be over today.
It's almost like they're so intertwined that you forget that they had a whole other body of work that wasn't associated with each other. You know, I mean, Shawn and The Undertaker, the two WrestleMania matches, arguably two of the top 10 greatest matches of all time. You know, I mean, you know, Bret Hart, like you said, with Stone Cold, you know, arguably one of the greatest. Bret Hart and Mr. Perfect at SummerSlam, you know, when he won the Intercontinental. Brett Owen, yes.
Brett Owen,
you know,
definitely.
Yes, that whole body of work was great. That brother versus brother thing was wonderful.
And Uncle Slam, I wish I was at the school down in where my studio is. I'm actually not at the studio. I'm at the house because I didn't want to get up and go down there because I'm lazy. It's only 5 minutes down the road, and I just didn't want to do that. But at the school, we have in my studio, we have a room it's a huge room, and one side of it's my podcasting studio, my office for the school. The other side is a bunch of memorabilia we have at the school. We have a signed ring worn set of trunks that Bret Hart wore in our case. And I wish I was there so I could take you over and show you and then just kind of take the camera. But we had a huge collection of stuff down there. So
man, I love to check that out.
Yeah. It's super cool.
Guys, I guess we have determined that the Dudleys are the greatest tag team of all time.
Leave us your comments to let us know what you all think, like what matches we should have had, tag teams we should have had in there, alternate matches, who should have been the winner other than the Dudleys. Any opinions matter at this point?
First will be the first comment. I think it was the Dudleys. I think it was the Hardys. It was bullshit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where was Grappling Inc. in this? I didn't see no Grappling Inc. in this one either, man. I don't know what's going on. I didn't see Grappling Inc. in this.
We need to do another one and add Grappling Inc. That way we can get a fair and objective tag team view.
I would totally be fair and objective about that one. I scream fair and objective about that one. 100%.
And I can 100% guarantee you that if we brought my daughter on, you all would make it to the finals.
Absolutely.
I take joy in the bully's bully, man. That's number one right there. That's who we are.
There you go. Well,
But
guys.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you
Oh,
for coming.
Thanks for being on.
yeah, thanks for coming. Actually, thanks for
Anytime you
everything,
want to
man.
be on.
Yeah,
Yes. Thank you for, turning us on to StreamYard. And again,
definitely.
like Uncle Slam said, everything you've helped us with and everything, we appreciate it. We appreciate you coming on and,
And we'll definitely have to
Love your
bring you back
insight.
for the heel
swapping
episode. Yeah, for
spit.
the heel episode, like you got to come back because I still
I'm
got,
in.
like I said,
I'm
I'm
in.
gonna
I'm
debate you on
100%
that
in.
this one. Okay.
I'm
Bet.
100% in. You just tell me when it is. If I'm available, I'm
Oh, no
down.
problem. Not a problem.
Sounds
Awesome.
good. Well, guys, if that's it and there ain't nothing else, I guess we're going to get out of here. The referee has hit that 3 count, so let's ring the damn bell.